cricket.
That sucks.
Lesbian.
I like that in a woman.
And every other kind of deviant.
I love paying for sex.
This moral decay weakens our resistance to the onslaught of the communist masters of deceit.
We're a bunch of scumbags.
These abnormalities are corrupting the minds and the hearts of our children.
Jackass. And yeah, we're back. Where have you been?
It's depressing and horrendous. It's awful. A bunch of idiots.
Perversion for profit.
Here it comes! Here it comes!
The Opie and Anthony program.
El virus.
The Opie and Anthony.
God, that irritates me.
It's just like somebody took a bath to my brain.
We're the only radio show that makes you want to hate us.
Opie.
I want my coffee.
Anthony.
I want that fact.
Jim Norton.
I want Ozzy.
We are going to dumb this thing down to the point that we're going to be #1 with Down syndrome children.
Hysterical.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Superior Court of the State of California for the County of Santa Barbara, Santa Maria Division. The people of the State of California plaintiff versus Michael Joe Jackson defendant. Case number 1133603. Count 1, verdict. We, the jury in the above entitled case, find the defendant not guilty of conspiracy as charged in count 1 of the indictment. Dated June 13th, 2005. Foreperson number 80.
God
Count
damn it,
2,
are you
verdict.
fucking with me?
We, the jury in the above entitled case, find the defendant not guilty of a lewd act upon a minor child as charged in count 2 of the indictment. Dated June 13th, 2005. Foreperson number 80.
You will be molested.
Count 3, verdict. We, the jury in the above entitled case, find the defendant not guilty of a lewd act upon a minor child as charged in count 3 of the indictment. Dated June 13th, 2005. Foreperson number 80. Count 4, verdict. We, the jury in the above entitled case, find the defendant not guilty of lewd act upon a minor child as charged in count 4 of the indictment. Dated June 10th, 2005. Foreperson number 80. Count 5, verdict. We, the jury in the above entitled case, find the defendant not guilty of a lewd act upon a minor child as charged in count 5 of the indictment. Dated June 10th, 2005. Foreperson number 80.
That's terrific.
Count 6, verdict. We, the jury in the above entitled case, find the defendant not guilty of attempting to commit a lewd act upon a minor child as charged in count 6 of the indictment. Dated June 13th, 2005. Foreperson number 80. Count 7, verdict. We, the jury in the above entitled case, find the defendant not guilty of administering an intoxicating agent to assist in the commission of a felony as charged in count 7 of the indictment.
Asshole.
Dated June 13th, 2005. Foreperson number 80.
But you're an asshole.
Count 7, verdict, lesser offense. We, the jury in the above entitled case, find the defendant not guilty of providing alcoholic beverages to persons under the age of 21, a lesser included offense of that charge in count 7 of the indictment.
Okay,
dated June
terrific.
13th, 2005. Foreperson number 80.
He stinks, and I
Count
don't
8,
like him.
verdict. We, the jury in the above entitled case, find the defendant not guilty of administering an intoxicating agent to assist in the commission of a felony as charged in count 8 of the indictment. Dated June 13, 2005. Foreperson number 80. Count 8, verdict, lesser offense. We, the jury in the above entitled case, find the defendant not guilty of providing alcoholic beverages to persons under the age of 21, a lesser included offense that charged in count 8 of the indictment. Dated June 13, 2005. Foreperson number 80.
You ever seen a grown
Count
man
9,
naked?
verdict. We, the jury in the above entitled case, find the defendant not guilty of administering an intoxicating agent to assist in the commission of a felony as charged in count 9 of the indictment. Dated June 10, 2005. Foreperson number 80. Count 9, verdict, lesser offense. We, the jury in the above entitled case, find the defendant not guilty of providing alcoholic beverages to to persons under the age of 21, a lesser included offense of that charge in count 9 of the indictment.
I get it. He's walking.
Dated June
Jesus.
10th, 2005, foreperson number 80.
I'm going to kiss you on the mouth.
Count 10, verdict. We, the jury, in the above entitled case, find the defendant not guilty of administering an intoxicating agent to assist in the commission of a felony as charged in count 10 of the indictment, dated June 10th, 2005, foreperson number 80.
I'm scared.
Count 10, verdict, lesser offense. We, the jury, in the above entitled case, find the defendant not guilty of providing alcoholic beverages to persons under the age of 21, a lesser included offense of that charge in count 10 of the indictment, dated June 10th, 2005, foreperson number 80.
So, does that mean he walks? Oh my God!
What happened? It sounds like a lot of jail time. All that talking. What was that? I didn't see the news. Sounds like he went to jail though, right? Blah blah blah.
Oh my God!
Shut up!
Shut up! Exactly.
Wow.
We told you guys, I don't know, well over a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, that this guy would walk.
Yeah.
And this was just a waste of time.
Yeah.
And sure enough, they didn't find him guilty of anything.
No, it's a big waste of time and money. Again, Los Angeles prosecutors out there in California, not Los Angeles. I don't know where the hell it was.
I don't know, Santa Maria. Santa Maria.
Done. And he walks. They screw it up. Unbelievable. The jury looked like a bunch of people, like taken from an Oprah audience.
Well, those are the only
They
people.
have the sassy old grandma. Did you see her?
Yeah.
Don't snap at me, lady. They all laugh. You let a kid touch her, go. He's going to fuck some more young boys. Don't snap at me, lady. There you go. Good one.
They did look like a bunch of freaks, the jury.
It's just that whole Oprah audience look that they had. Like, oh, I'm gonna study this case and make sure I come up with the... Oh, just put him in jail. You know he's guilty. Stop it.
He's guilty of something.
Not enough evidence. No, the defense lawyers are the ones that are high paid and they make a better story. They spin better bullshit. But the truth of the matter is, my God, this guy's guilty of something. Sleeping with little kids. So you let him go. Good job, jury. Good job.
It's not about justice anymore. It's about how much money you got to defend yourself.
Yeah.
Well, we've known that for years, but...
Now the jury's all... they're celebrities. Here they are on Good Morning America. They got the juries. Some of the people on the jury. The old sassy grandma.
Look at this crew. These are people that just have time to be on a case.
Yeah. That's it. You want to get out of jury duty.
This guy, Paul Rodriguez, looks like he's missing a chromosome.
Paul Rodriguez.
Does he even know what he was doing?
No.
In the jury room?
No. He's hashed it out very seriously, I'm sure. The most exciting thing that ever happened to these people. Oh. I say there's not enough evidence.
6 jurors speak out. Let's go real fast.
I mean, everybody always thought...
Good Morning,
they were
America.
surprised there were no more African Americans on the jurors. Everyone always wondered if it would have been any different. I mean, not everyone wondered, but I guess people who assume sort of racial stereotypes. Just want to know from you how you felt about this verdict all the way going through so that everybody out there can hear that.
Well, when it first started, I felt really bitter because I was the only black African American. I wasn't even a juror. I was an alternate. That's what really made me mad.
Yeah.
But now,
people out there?
To the end,
He's a black guy.
I decided myself because I developed friendship throughout the whole 20 jurors.
He's barely black.
I know. He's all nervous. He's swallowing.
I trusted him. I really did trust him.
Why is he bitter that he was the only black juror? I don't get that.
I guess because he felt that they were using some kind of racial tactic to try to prosecute him.
But they were trying a white woman.
Yeah.
That old gag. I'm sorry.
There's no... I think if the jury was black, they probably would have convicted him. He's alienated the black community.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, well... They're babbling with the jurors on Good Morning America. Anthony, when we have some of these high-profile things that happen on our show, we go to one of our experts in the field. Let's say hi to Black Earl.
Ah.
Earl, what's going on today?
happening, brothers?
Earl, big news in the African-American community today. Michael Jackson, innocent of all charges. This, you black people must be celebrating in the streets, like at the O.J. trial, right?
Hardly. Our take on it is, hey, another white person got away with murder.
Oh. Michael Jackson, you don't accept him as a brother?
I don't think we accept him as a human being. We don't even know what he is anymore.
A brother of the skin? If you look at his fingernails, underneath his fingernails, he's still a black man. He can't get rid of that. You can't bleach that away unless you have him pried up and apply the bleach and then paste him back on or something. Because under his fingernails, Michael Jackson is as black as you, Earl. You can see it, those creepy hands. Those creepy pale hands have black man's fingernails.
Looks like a corpse's hands.
It does. It's all pale and white, and then he's got, like, black fingernails, like Nosferatu. Ready to touch a child's bare buttocks.
Earl, will this help or hurt record sales?
His career's been over for 10 years, so it really won't matter.
I don't know. Up was saying that it'll probably help him out career-wise. I think I believe him, you know. I think this is one of those things that you could see another resurgence if he decides to come out and put out some product.
Yeah, because of all the attention he just got in the last year or so, now people want to see the freak again.
Well, I think it's an O.J. situation where he won the case, but I think in the court of public opinion he did it.
You think a lot of people still think he's guilty?
Yeah, of course. I think.
You know what? They never had the DNA evidence. I said that all along. They didn't have that one bombshell piece of evidence that was going to, put this guy away. So.
Well, the other thing was everyone in the case was so shady.
Yeah, on both sides. There were all these shady liars, and you had to really sort out who was a compulsive liar and who was telling the truth, and then there's celebrities thrown in. It was a little weird, the whole thing.
I mean, my take on it is I think he's nuts, and I think he did something, but he really doesn't have any idea what he's been doing.
Yeah, you think? I don't know. I think anybody knows that touching children is not the right thing to do.
Well, I think he's looking at it the way a kid looks at it. Like the kid doesn't know any better.
I'm tired of that excuse.
Right.
He lost his childhood, so he's living it now. Stop it. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows what he enjoys. He comes off as being so weird in public because it's a great means of camouflage for his shenanigans. But behind closed doors, he knows what he's doing, and he knows it's wrong.
I dare say that he's brilliant.
He is brilliant. He's a super genius.
He knows how to work people. He knows how to work the media. He knows how to work his own image. Mm-hmm. He knows exactly what he's doing, Earl.
Well, child molestation, that's the career killer right there.
Not for him.
Not for him. He's innocent.
Seems to be fine with it as long as it's Michael Jackson.
Even he's innocent of all those charges with the alcohol, too. I was listening to the verdict.
Yeah.
Why 4 or 5 different alcohol charges?
They were squeezing everything in there, trying to get him on something.
No, but here's the other thing that is like, how dopey is prosecutors in California?
Very.
How many big cases are these guys going to blow?
They blow them all the time.
They've blown them all, I believe. I can't remember
the
last one they were able to, convict somebody.
They can't seem to figure this out. I believe the last case they got was Fatty Arbuckle back in 1905 or something. The Fatty Arbuckle Coke bottle up the pussy case.
Is that what he did to that girl?
Yeah, it was something. It was like he took a Coke bottle, shoved it in the girl, and pulled it out so fast that he ripped her insides out, and she bled to death.
They blew that case, too.
Did they blow the Fatty Arbuckle case?
Yeah, there were 3 mistrials.
How do you know about the Fatty Arbuckle case, Earl?
I saw it on TV the other day. I saw that they might be retrying that case or something. Dude, someone help me out here. I took a peek while we were doing a show. I think it was last week, and I saw his face.
Really?
And something like, are they going to retry it, or are they going to
revisit? Arbuckle.
And how did he rip her insides out? Did he use the...
I don't know. Half of it's urban legend, half of it's rumor.
Did he use the wide end, you think?
Yeah, the old days, they were very thick, those bottles, and just rip it out, and he seemed to have caused some internal injury.
All right.
I was a film student. I had a really good film teacher, and it's one of the biggest miscarriages of justice.
Really?
Ever. Because he they tried him, I think, 3 times, 3 hung juries, and it was one of those cases where he technically won the case, but the court of public, it ruined his career. He's one of the biggest stars in the history of Hollywood.
Yeah. What about the William Randolph Hearst shooting case?
Oh, the Hearst case? Oh,
yeah.
He shot her.
He shot her.
He shot Thomas Ince.
Yeah.
He shot Thomas Ince.
He shot the guy. He shot him.
He shot the wrong guy.
Over the chick. He was supposed to kill what, Charlie Chaplin?
He was supposed to shoot Charlie Chaplin.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
But they had the same build. He thought it was him, and he shot him in the
Shot
head.
the wrong guy, shot him in the head, and they completely covered that one up. And he walked. Nothing even came of it. There wasn't even a trial.
They cremated the body immediately, so there was no autopsy.
All kinds of shenanigans out there in California.
God, you should believe Luella Parsons saw it.
Yeah.
And he gave her a lifetime contract.
Who knew that Earl was an expert on these old cases?
I know. We finally found something you could do.
I'm going to call Celebrity Justice. I think I got a job for you finally, Earl.
We found something you do well.
That's right. Anything else, Earl?
No, I mean, would any American promoter book this guy, Michael Jackson, for a tour?
Of course they
will. What are you saying?
Promoters are nice people that have some kind of morality?
Promoters are the worst.
Well, I know no, but think of it. If Don King could not book a tour, nobody could book my.
Well, it's the whole lack of interest is why they weren't booking him, not because of their beliefs or anything.
With all the attention he's getting now, you watch. They'll be promoting him all over the world.
Well,
oh my God, man!
No, but after the settlement in '93, he could not get a booking anywhere, and the only place he can get booked is Europe.
Yeah,
for Europe, absolutely. He's going to make a ton of money.
Well, they were saying last night he's still huge in Europe. He sold over 1 million records in Europe last year, and
so did Slim Whitman with his scrotaling.
All right, Earl. If you have anything else, you call back, okay?
All right.
Man,
Power to the people, Earl.
Power to the people.
There he goes. Black Earl.
How's that Black Rock Coalition coming along?
He's still working the Black Rock
it?
Coalition.
One day that's going to click, and we'll all be made fools of.
I go to dinner with Earl maybe once a week, and he's keeping that dream alive.
Keep that dream alive. Keep hope alive.
Keeping that dream alive. Through the magic of radio, I think we're going out to the Neverland Ranch.
Really?
Yes, Chuck.
Good morning, guys.
There's Chuck Farnham,
old friend of the program.
Yes, sir. Hey, and by the way, that's room 1446 at the St. Francis Hotel if you're looking for Fatty Arbuckle.
Oh, you know a little bit about Fatty Arbuckle.
I've been in the bathtub, yeah.
Wait, he was found in the bathtub? I mean, the chick was found in the bathtub?
Yeah.
Give us a little background on that case. What are the facts?
I want to know more about Fatty Arbuckle.
I know rumor, but I love Fatty Arbuckle.
Yeah, who cares about this Michael Jackson?
Well, she was a hooker, and she had venereal disease.
Uh-huh.
And they were working her over in the tub, and it became a big problem because she started bleeding because of the hemorrhaging. And
yeah.
Is it true they used a Coke bottle or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
A Coke bottle.
And it ruined Fatty's career in such that if you go looking for Fatty Arbuckle material,
you
can't find it anywhere. There's very little of it around because they destroyed all of it.
They did, like all of Masters and Master Reels and stuff.
Yeah, they're after him big time.
It's so weird. I mean, thank God we live in these times. We bitch about the FCC and political correctness, but back then when this case was out there, no one knew that this girl was worked over with a Coke bottle.
A Coke bottle.
They just said there was a murder.
They didn't have Fatty Arbuckle CSI with the guy in the bathtub looking at the Coke bottle, sees a little chip of paint from the word Coke, like analyzes it, finds out what factory it came from, and realizes it was a Coke bottle.
All we knew was she was just murdered.
Right.
Yeah, funny guy, though. If you see any of his stuff, it's extremely funny.
Is it?
Yeah, he's hysterical. He's very a physical comedian.
Yeah, well, it was those old times where they were all scary looking on film.
Yeah.
It's kind of frightening. I couldn't imagine Fatty Arbuckle trying to be cool with a chick. You only picture him with a Coke bottle sucking her womb out.
Right. He kind of looked like the Michelin Man, too. He's a very pudgy guy.
He looked almost like not Chubsy Ubsy from The Little Rascals, but the other fat guy that was on earlier than Chubsy Ubsy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Big fat guy. Or that big fat guy that was in the Charlie Chaplin movies that always played the waiter with the big scary beard and mustache.
So you
exactly like him.
So you stayed in the hotel room where all this went down?
Well, yeah, no, I have, yes.
Yeah, Chuck Forham loves all this stuff.
Oh, he visits all this. That's what I guess why he's at Neverland.
Yeah, I was going to come down here and cover the old trial, and I'm trying to figure out where I should pop into this little nightmare. and I check it out and realize that I live 3 hours from the damn ranch.
Really?
Yeah.
What's going on today at the Neverland Ranch, Chuck?
Well, I just came down the hill because there's no cell service up there, but there's about 75 satellite trucks out front, and a topless woman in a car handing out donuts.
So just a freak show. It's just a freak show.
It really doesn't get better than that. I mean, I'm sitting there and I hear, hey, sir. And I turn around, and she goes, come here for a minute. I come over there, and I'm looking down into some, 38Cs, and she goes, you want a donut? And I'm like, yeah, I do, So I got breakfast this morning, and as soon as the sun comes up, I'm going to go back down there, because I figure the biggest collectible on the planet today is the Santa Maria newspaper.
Oh, yeah. You got to get one of those. Well, Chuck collects everything.
Dude, I'm getting a truck.
Chuck, we do this assault on the media. You can help us out today,
Sure. I think I could probably do that.
We like to get wow signs on TV. Opie and Anthony and XM Satellite Radio would be perfect. You'd be a star, Chuck, I'm telling you, for our program. We like when our listeners, what they do is they disrupt, reporters now.
Oh, yeah, it wouldn't be a problem up there.
All right, well, we'll see what you can get done today.
I'll see what I can pull off. Yeah, there's every medium outlet on the planet sitting in front of that house. Oh, and by the way, his what do you call it, guard shack?
Yeah.
Dude, this place is bigger than any house you'd ever own.
And that's just the guard shack?
Yeah.
For Neverland Ranch?
Yeah, it looks like the Disney Imagineers built this thing and stuck it inside the fence.
Really?
It's a 1,000-acre ranch.
Yeah.
You can't see the house from the road, and the gate looks like it cost a couple $100,000.
Yeah, that's what he does. That's keeping all the people out so he can do his dirty work in there.
All the kids in.
Yeah, you don't think you know where he's going with this? All my money says Mikey goes to Vegas with Steve Wynn's hotel.
Oh, yeah, I've already started hearing about that. You're right. I forgot about that. And that's the new thing for a lot of these celebrities. Celine Dion's doing that. Why travel all over the world or all over the country? You just sit in one hotel for like a year and perform every night down in the performance area there. And with that big, huge Steve Wynn hotel that just opened up in Vegas, I forgot. He's already been talking to Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Throw him out there in Vegas for a year or two.
Yeah, that'd be huge.
You give him the penthouse suite, and that's what he does for a year or two. All right.
Yeah, they're big.
Well, Chuck, keep calling us with your updates from Neverland Ranch this morning.
All right, I'll do that, and then I think I'm going to go to Vegas because I got nothing better to do for the week.
So far, you have nothing. You took a donut from a topless girl.
I know. The fact is, the security and stuff is out there, and nobody's saying a word about this chick sitting with no shirt on in a car.
Do you have? Could you get pictures at least?
Yeah, I did get some pictures actually.
All right,
the question is, can I send them up because there's no cell service in the middle of Neverland Ranch?
Yeah, send them when you get back to your home base there.
Will do.
Well, everyone would love to check out the Chuck Forham pictures from Neverland Ranch.
Yes.
All right, guys.
All right, Chuck. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
He'll call back. That's Chuck Forham. Evro from Alaska. What's up?
Oh, fuck. I'm just talking to you bitches because you guys always come on so goddamn early in the morning and talk all this bullshit.
All right. Cool. We got a great caller here from Alaska who seems a little slow.
I'm actually on. No, this is silly.
What's the problem, sir?
You guys come on so goddamn early in the morning. How the hell anyone on the West Coast or in this part of the world is supposed to listen to you?
We have replays all day. We run the whole channel. Our show is on 24 hours a day.
I don't understand you guys come on so goddamn early. I mean, you have to be fucking cracked out up in the middle of the night to actually hear you guys.
No, that's if you want to participate. Ebro, that's if you want to participate in the show. The show is on. You could sleep late, turn on your XM, and you'll hear the show.
We'd have to do this show at like noon so you could hear it in the morning. We can't do that.
Yeah, but you guys
it's where you live. I'm sorry.
Still keep it in like in the same time so people on the West Coast could participate.
Yeah, well,
we moved the show up to 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. on the East Coast so we could get some West Coast action.
Yeah, so it's coming on at 3 in the morning. Who the fuck is up at 3 in the morning?
Where are you, Russia?
No, I'm in Alaska.
Alaska? What are you, a crab fisherman?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, I heard that XM doesn't
Love
even
that
come
show.
in Alaska.
No, we come in Alaska just fine, man. I listen to you every goddamn day since you guys had your free play.
What part of Alaska?
We're in Ketchikan, the most southeast point. We're right there, man.
Oh, southeast. Okay, so you're like Canadian.
No, we're close to Canada, but we're not in Canada. We're about 30, 40 minutes away.
Dude, you're barely in Alaska.
Yeah, you're pretty much Canadian.
I thought we were talking to someone from Alaska.
I thought you were in the Bering Straits.
Yeah, you're
on a crab boat.
We got oceans. We're a bunch of fishermen and loggers and fucking bunch of tourists here all the goddamn time.
You take one step south and you're in Canada.
What's the temperature there today?
It was about, I'd say about 60.
Yeah, you're barely
balmy
in Alaska.
60. That's balmy.
Oh, shit. Just because we're not freezing and tundra and moose running around doesn't mean we're not
you
in
need
fucking
moose,
Alaska.
glaciers, and parkas.
Yeah, Anthony, what do you know about Alaska?
I know that everybody wears a parka. You ride around on dog sleds. It's very cold. And it's nighttime all the time, and you play hockey.
And if you're lucky, you get to see an iceberg fall into the ocean.
Into the ocean.
Oh, wait, then it's not an iceberg until it falls into the ocean.
Right. Glacier.
Yeah, it's a glacier. Like,
right.
If you're lucky, a piece of the glacier will fall into the ocean. There you go.
And you dog
becoming
sled.
an iceberg.
How many dogs you got on your dog sled?
Oh, shit. There's no dog sleds here. There's no snow here.
Do you have one of
What?
those?
Then you're not in Alaska.
Do you have one of those big, fluffy dogs that has your alcohol in that little barrel under his neck?
That's St. Bernard.
Oh, yeah, thank you. St. Bernard. Jesus.
Because then when you get all the avalanches that happen,
right.
I'm sure when you have those avalanches, you need the dogs to dig you out, right?
No.
How come you're talking so loud? Aren't you afraid the snow is going to hit you? Don't talk so loud.
We melt the snow, we dig our ways out. It's no problem.
You're going to make an avalanche. Hey, how many Eskimos live near you?
None.
None?
Not nil nada. There's only drunk natives.
See, I know there's Eskimos all over the place up there.
No Eskimos.
Don't you have to watch out for polar bears?
No polar bears.
got-
Only brown bears.
Do you actually kiss
And
girls,
black bears.
or do you guys just rub noses together?
You rub noses, right? Isn't that how you have sex?
Yeah, that's Eskimo kissing. So,
I know nothing about Alaska. I know they do. I watched the crab fishing show, and they go off of Alaska.
No, we know plenty
We can
about
smoke
Alaska.
lots
We just
of weed
nailed
up here,
this.
and it's legal.
Huh?
We can smoke weed up here, and it's legal.
Oh yeah?
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not legal. There's just no cops around.
Yeah.
No,
In fact,
there's
there's nobody
plenty of
around.
Plenty of cops, but it's legal.
All right.
Do you chew walrus blubber?
No, I've never done that.
No, I hear you do that to make your body fat, so that in the cold, icy cold winter months you could stay warm.
No, we just drink lots of booze that keeps you warm.
Yeah.
Have you ever found one of those elephant tusk creatures?
Yeah, a big mammoth. Is there a woolly mammoth in your yard, frozen in the snow?
No, I've only seen those at the zoo.
Yeah.
All right. I thought everyone had one
No,
in their
no woolly mammoths up
in their
there.
backyard.
A
just
woolly
waiting,
mammoth.
just waiting to be dug up.
Hey, how do you get, like, I know that you got technology up there, like big screen TVs, but how do you fit them in that little hole to get into your igloo? Because that's such a small thing. I would think if you had, like, a plasma screen, you maybe turn it sideways. How do you get it in there?
No, it's like the ship in the bottom.
Snow at a certain point in time, it gets kind of bad.
Yeah?
Yeah. It starts melting the snow in our igloo. We have to, build a new one.
The ice blocks. Yeah, they build it up, and it's like, Opie, it's like a dome.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's got a little hole in the front that has a little, like, arch over it.
Yeah, we got like about 4 inches of snow, I think, this winter. It was pretty tough. We had to dig our way out of that 4 inches of snow. It was
All right, Evro.
It was pretty raw dog.
All
No,
right.
we only have rain here.
All right, Evro.
It's a rainforest.
All
There's
right.
no
A
there's not really
rainforest
that
in
much
Alaska.
There's
Oh,
no
stop trying to
rainforest in
fool us.
Alaska.
snow. You guys don't understand.
Stop
You
trying to
no
fool
one
us.
can understand if they've been here.
It's Alaska.
rainforest.
We
There's
know
not
what
really
Alaska's
snow
like.
But it's southeast. It's
It
completely
doesn't
different
matter.
From the rest of Alaska.
There's only
Alaska.
There's only rainforest in Brazil.
Yeah, but,
right.
Okay,
The
Anchorage is like
Brazilian
from here to San
rainforest.
Francisco.
That's all I
It's the
know.
same as from here to Anchorage. There's completely that much climate difference.
All right. Thank you, Evro.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Wait, from where you are right now to Anchorage, Alaska, is the same distance from where you are to San Francisco?
Exactly. That's how much climate difference there is from where I live to Anchorage. That's how big we are.
That is a
you guys
monster
just don't
state.
understand.
No, I understand, my friend. It's freezing cold over there all the time. It's Alaska.
We have like San Diego weather here right now.
San Diego, if the Earth slipped off its axis, perhaps.
It's getting there.
Don't you have a whale hunt to start?
No, you don't even understand. People can never fathom
Whale
until they
hunt.
be here.
Go get your harpoon. The guys are calling.
Yeah, you got to hunt some whale.
You got to go feed the village. Make sure you use every drop of the whale. Don't waste any.
They don't waste any. Opie, they use the bones to make tools with. I've seen it. Scrimshaw.
Scrimshaw. I understand.
Then, during the winter months where it's too cold to even go out, they just scrimshaw all winter long, making
There was
shapes.
not even any snow here this winter.
Yeah,
You don't
right.
even
Yeah.
understand.
Well, that's what we say, too. Like, it's like, people in Buffalo go, oh, there wasn't any snow, and that could be like 3 feet. To them, isn't any snow. So this guy, they probably had like 18 feet, and to him, it's like,
nothing.
we had no snow. I understand, Evro.
Couldn't even ride them because there was none. Even in the mountains, there was crap.
Mm-hmm.
We got rain and sunshine. That's
So
it.
15 feet is
15.
like no
shit
snow.
You not. I shit you not.
Yeah.
All right.
I shit you not.
Have you seen any orca in the water?
Yeah. I was fishing the other day. They came up right beside the boat. I could have pet the motherfucker.
All right. Just watch out for that.
I shit you not.
Watch out for the whale's tail there. It could really mess up your little rowboat.
The little rowboat.
You might want to get a bigger boat if you're going for a whale hunt.
Man,
There's no penguins, Eric. There's no penguins.
Catching king salmon,
That's
man.
probably a puffin. I know there are puffins, but not penguins. Penguins are
There's no
just in the
puffins
South
here.
Pole.
There's
No
no
puffins?
here. No
You don't have a puffin?
No, only eagles and seagulls.
Seagulls.
Eagles, seagulls, and ravens. That's it.
And wolves. Lots and lots of wolves.
Right.
No, never seen
And
a
they
wolf.
travel in packs, and they're raising some little boy somewhere.
I wish.
All
That
right.
would be groovy.
All right, Evro.
Hey.
There you go. We gave Alaska some time today.
Hey, beautiful.
Thank you.
We got
Because
like
you know what? I've been listening to you guys for a while, and I've never heard anyone represent from Alaska. So I love you.
You did a good job, Evro.
I love you.
Today we're going to talk to people from Alaska.
You shit me not.
Thanks to Evro. All right, Evro.
No, I stayed up like a motherfucker just to do this.
Hey, you know what, Evro? Someone wants to know if you're going to cut a hole in the ice to go fishing today.
No.
You
guys don't, I shit you not. It's not that cold here.
You got one of those. You got one of those. What is it? That ice cutter?
Yeah,
thing?
and they make
you
a
can't
big
even call
hole.
it a drill. It's like what's the name of it? It makes a big ice circle.
Yeah, it's like
I've never even seen an igloo.
a hole saw.
I shit you not.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
But
Hey, Evro, how do you know if a girl's hot in Alaska if they're wearing all those furs and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, it's just like a 7-to-1 ratio here, man. So you got to be on top of your game to get on top of shit.
Oh, it's all guys up in Alaska, right?
Oh God.
A lot of
horrible.
homosexuality?
Yeah.
Oh, it's some testosterone like you wouldn't fucking believe.
A lot of the gay sex going on up there because guys aren't gay, but they're just desperate.
It gets bad sometimes, but hey, we got to do what we got to do.
Yeah. All right. Watch out for the frostbite, and we'll talk to you.
Hey, it's beautiful up here. You guys.
Yeah.
All right,
need to
Evro.
check it out.
And by beautiful, Opie, he means freezing cold.
Right.
We understand.
All right. Well, there you go. Our first phone call from Alaska, Anthony.
I like Mike wants to know how close to the Fortress of Solitude is he? Superman's retreat. That's very funny, Mike.
Damn, well, we missed one. Very nice. All right, let's see. Let's go to David in Jersey. David, what's up?
600 words for snow, but only one for uninteresting nitwits.
That's right. Oh, that's another one we missed. That's right. They have like 600 words
Of
for
course they
snow.
do.
All right, what's up, David?
Fatty Arbuckle.
Yeah.
Name of the girl in that whole incident? Virginia Rape. R-A-P-P-E.
Yeah. And
Define irony.
First trial was November of 1921. That's when this happened.
Yeah.
3 trials later, he was acquitted, but his career never made it back. He died, I guess, at 46. Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle. Oh, that's her? They all looked the same back then, didn't they? I'm looking at a picture of Virginia, and she was like a notorious Hollywood chick, and she crashed Fatty's party that he was having. He was having a party, and she crashed the party and ended up, later that night with Fatty, and he wound up doing something that made her start bleeding internally.
I had no idea it was a Coke bottle.
Yeah.
How do you know it was a Coke bottle?
I just heard that. I don't know. Growing up, it was the Fatty Arbuckle story. I don't know
kids
how I
tell
know.
the Fatty Arbuckle story?
I don't know. Growing up, I heard some weird
60-year-old
shit.
friend.
I know. I don't know why, as kids, we would have heard that. Like in the 70s, why growing up would they, I even know about Fatty Arbuckle, but I don't know. It just popped up.
This is going to be another one of those weird Opie and Anthony programs. We're talking about Alaska and Fatty Arbuckle, and one of the biggest stories hit the AP today. Michael Jackson acquitted.
Michael.
But we're more concerned about Fatty Arbuckle and what's going on in Alaska.
That's because it's
today.
another notorious case out there in California, but it's kind of a long time ago. So
yeah. Well, Tracy on Long Island. What's up, Tracy?
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Just wanted to let you know it's called an ice auger.
Oh, an auger, right.
Yeah, just thought I'd help you out.
Looks like kind of a big corkscrewy looking device.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
How do you know that?
I've been ice fishing up in Lake George.
You were?
Yes, I have been.
That sounds like a real boring thing to do.
Yeah, it's a little scary, too, when the ice is making all those crazy noises and you feel like you're going to fall through.
Crazy noises. You're sitting there and the ice is going...
No, I know exactly what she's talking about because we rented a house when I was going to college at Geneseo. We decided to live on the lake. We were called the Lake Brothers, man.
Yeah.
And we all had to buy one car that we shared. We bought a car for like $200 because it was about a 5-mile ride to campus to go to class and stuff. But here's the deal. You look at these lake houses in early September when it's still, 85, 90 out, and you're like, look what we got for the whole year. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And it's, Geneseo is relatively close to Buffalo, so you can figure it out. Within 2 weeks, it's already winter, and now your lake house just stinks because you're on this huge lake that just makes the whole area colder.
Yep.
But we would get so shit-faced in town and then drive back to the lake, and then we would get high, and we would walk into the middle of the lake in the middle of the night. You can't hear nothing. I mean, because it's way out in the boonies. And I know what she's talking about. All of a sudden, the ice kind of talks to you.
Because like whales sound.
No, yes, it sounds like whales, Anthony. She's not
Really?
lying. Yeah, because what happens is the ice is constantly cracking and expanding, and all that junk. Yeah. And if you're in the middle of the lake and you get one of these cracks close to you, it is the scariest thing ever. First of all, you think the whole ice is going to collapse and you're going to die, but when you get past that point, it just starts echoing. And stuff.
Sometimes if you throw ice cubes in a drink and pour like booze in it, you hear like that crack and then a squeaky sound.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Well, just picture that
like
with
that?
really, really big ice cubes.
You ever hear your ice cube squeak? Yeah.
So she's not lying. I know exactly what she's talking about. It's really creepy. And sometimes you'll hear the crack start, I don't know, a couple hundred yards away from you and just kind of by you, sort of.
That's creepy.
Yeah, it's like, whoa.
So you hear it coming from your left and going all the way to your right.
That's real creepy.
And then you hear it kind of echoing, below where the water is. It is.
Right.
It's so scary that you just want to get on land immediately, especially because you're high, so you're thinking all sorts of dumb stuff.
Paranoid.
You're thinking there's some kind of Loch Ness monster under the ice. Dumb stuff. All right, Tracy, thanks.
All right, take it easy, guys.
You brought back a good memory, yeah.
Oh. All that's going through my mind now is Stalker Patty sitting at home with a cup and some ice and pouring different things in it.
Doing an experiment.
Yeah, we should introduce Tyson Walter from the Dallas Cowboys in studio
today.
Yes.
Hanging out back in New York, huh?
A little bit back in New York.
Yeah, nice. So you got all the things off your arm?
Yeah.
No more problem?
Well,
little problem?
Things off my arm.
Really? Is it kind of stiff?
I've got the full range of motion, as you can see.
Jesus. You still can't move that wrist, huh?
I can a little bit. I can go side to side and back. The down motion is the one giving me fits.
Really?
Right. Yeah,
but you're not.
It'll be 18 months before I know how much it'll come
But you're
back.
not a left-handed quarterback, so who cares?
Exactly.
You'll be fine.
Exactly.
Could still rack some head.
Yeah. Can punch a dude. It's cool.
By the way, Anthony, a couple more on Fatty Arbuckle.
Oh.
Eric from Jersey. Go ahead, Eric.
Yes, the
the Fatty Arbuckle. He learned that when he was hanging out with Groucho Marx, taking pictures.
I did not. Groucho never told me about Fatty Arbuckle.
Yes, he did.
Where else would you learn
Groucho.
something like that? All right, punching out.
All right. You met a guy that could have easily been drinking with Fatty Arbuckle. How old are you, man?
No.
That is the question everyone wants to know.
I was
today.
a little kid in the 70s, and I met
You ever
Groucho.
hear this story? Anthony one day just casually mentions that he got a picture with Groucho Marx.
Groucho Marx.
Exactly. That's the reaction we get from everybody. What?
I met Groucho Marx at some event in California when I was a kid,
Like
and
Tom
he
Hanks
was
in the Green Mile.
and he was real old. It was just before he died.
You know, once again, when was Groucho born? Like, if Groucho was alive today, how old would he be?
I'm trying to look, but
right.
My Internet Movie Database is screwing up here. Groucho Marx, there it is. Groucho was born in 1890. I met somebody that was born in 1890.
You met a guy that if he was alive today would be 115 years old.
He was born 25 years after the Civil War.
Jesus.
That's 1890. Yeah, and he died in 1977. And I met Groucho in, like, 1974. I met him in 74.
All right.
So it was 3 years before he died. He was, he's an old guy, dude. He was an old man.
Let's go to Andy in Maryland. Andy.
Hey, guys, what's going on, man?
Wasn't a contestant on You Bet Your Life or anything. Say the secret word.
Hey, this Fatty Arbuckle thing, it was a jagged piece of ice, not a Coke bottle.
Oh?
That's why they couldn't get the conviction because the evidence melted away.
Stop it.
That's the truth.
Stop it.
I'm telling you the truth. A jagged piece of ice. The guy was doing it with ice and ripped their insides open.
I'm not believing that. I think that's a more urban myth.
Who would allow? What woman would allow ice up there?
A jagged piece of ice. Where'd you get ice in 1920?
You call
Jesus.
the Iceman.
You call the Iceman, and the big block of ice goes in there, and then how do you get a shard of ice off a block of ice in your freezer? How do you get like a big ice shard that you can then injure somebody with out of a big cube? I don't believe it. I believe the Coke bottle.
Where did you hear about the Coke bottle?
I don't remember.
Now I'm thinking your info stinks.
Roscoe threw a party, which was crashed by Virginia Rape or Rap, whatever it is, who fell seriously ill, died a few days later. And the papers, led by the Hearst Group, made this the first notorious crime that people followed in the newspaper. And I guess all the gory details were in the newspaper, and that's probably where I got the Coke bottle thing from.
Because you read the 1921 newspaper?
Yes, I was me, Groucho. We were sitting around.
Having a couple drinks.
Chuck Lindbergh, my buddy Chuck Lindbergh, we called him. Yeah, we hung out, read the papers.
You and the Great Gatsby.
The Great Gatsby. Yeah, we were all hanging.
Some mansion on,
out in Long Island.
Out in Long Island.
Yeah, that's all of us used to hang together in the old days.
Over at FDR's place.
Yeah. Play football with Joe Kennedy.
Jim Thorpe.
Jim Thorpe.
Just like you go to a wedding, but that was just normal wear on a hot summer day.
Sure. Anthony, tell Opie about the time you and Charlie Chaplin went out picking up whores. Oh, yeah, here they come. And I'm sure the Photoshops will follow. They always do. It's easy, people. All you got to do is switch my pictures over to black and white. It's easy to do in Photoshop. Just go to grayscale and have a pisser. Bastards.
All right, once again, like I said a few minutes ago, Tyson Walter in studio, who's a huge fan of Jim Norton's.
Yep.
And Jimmy was on the Tonight Show last night with Jay Leno. Did you see it yet?
I watched it last night.
My bets are in. I give Jimmy 6 more months on the show. And he's gone.
That's it?
And we lose him. Yeah. He's going to be much too big. The offers are going to come in. And then we're going to be stuck with this motherfucker who's outside the glass right now. Then we're buying Rolls Royce off the eBay as Jimmy is propelled to the ultimate stardom and forgets our names.
Yeah.
We'll be stuck Ladies and gentlemen, Rich Vos.
You have a movie premiere coming up?
Rich, I guess we got to start giving you a lot more respect because we're gonna be losing Jim Norton soon.
So losing Jimmy.
We're doing our pilot next week.
Wait a minute, what?
We're doing our pilot next week.
You are.
But we don't know if it's going to be picked up or anything.
Until you're on the Tonight Show killing like Jimmy did last night.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. He sat down with Leno and went back and forth with him for 10 more minutes, and it was just killer stuff. It was sharp, very funny, and very on the edge for network television.
All right, listen, Elliot exaggeration. It wasn't
Elliot exaggeration.
Elliot exaggeration.
What show were you watching?
He killed. No, I said he killed.
Too busy bidding on a Sherman tank
You just picked
on eBay?
You just picked the worst E name, too.
I know.
Elliot.
What else are you going to use?
You should have said Ernie.
First of all,
or Earl.
Ernie better than Elliot for what did we learn today? Remember that.
Bidding on the 747.
Oh, you're bidding on the 747?
He killed. I was watching. I was really happy, and I'm probably the only comic that called him before and said, "Good luck, have a good set," because none of our friends are nice enough to do that kind of stuff. Of course not. And he did. He destroyed, and he was so. You know what? He was so comfortable.
Yeah, that's what it was.
He
so sat down
because the B material, when you're that comfortable. B material comes out.
B material.
Yeah. And it's too bad that the plane lost his luggage and he had to wear that outfit. But
yeah, we got to rag him about that. What the hell was he wearing?
Bonnie wrote that.
Really? Go to him, Bonnie.
Why don't we talk to Bonnie? We don't need to talk to you anymore.
That is funny, man. He came out and he was wearing just a T-shirt and some
that's his favorite
oversized shirt that's
he was wearing my
unbuttoned.
shirt.
Yeah, it was like one of Tyson's shirts.
That's one of his favorite shirts. He's worn that for a lot of his big gigs.
I was really excited. You know what is so exciting, besides that he's a friend, that he's doing such edgy material.
Yeah.
Finally that somebody's getting on, on network TV.
Yep.
I mean, I did a primetime. And he's doing stuff that's
nice
really,
try, boss.
That he's doing
it's not about you
stuff.
today.
Well, it is. I didn't take a train, all right, to talk about meaty breasts, all right? I'll come in and talk about it Wednesday.
His mic stinks, right? Is that why you're coming in?
Yeah, it is low.
Really
why
low
is that?
Today?
Is he pushed all the way up?
Here, Voss, just jump over to that mic. See if that works better.
Damn it.
Why? I have him cranked, too.
I don't really.
That's better.
I don't feel comfortable over here. But, doing that edgy material he did. And it was great when he said about, too old about the girl when
Oh my God!
Well, we got the whole thing. We're gonna give Jim Norton stand up a listen here from the Tonight Show, and then his couch time as well. But going back to what Anthony said, Anthony thinks 6 months he's off this show.
He's done.
So I guess we got to start treating you a little better.
This is
he's gonna hit. Let me tell you, if that HBO show hits and then his special, let me tell you something. He's going to do really well. He's going to be able to pick up like 5s instead of 4s now at clubs.
But he'll move on. He's doing this gig because it definitely pays his bills. He's really got no other huge source of income, hawking his T-shirts and CDs. But I don't know. I think offers will come in where he's not going to be able to turn them down. It's going to be for more money than he's making doing this, and that's when we lose him.
Let me tell
bye.
You,
and then know what we do? We just hose down that seat and welcome Rich Vos to the program.
Like when someone gets killed at Disney. Right. It happens every year or so. Someone's on a ride. They get killed at Disney. What does Disney do? Shut the ride down? Close the park down? They put up the little barriers. They hose it down, open it up like it never happened. You're back in business.
Let me explain about Norton, because Norton's like my best friend. I've known him. Norton, middle name should be Stepping Stone. But, he might have used, he went from you like Dice to you to Colin, back to you guys. But here's the thing. He'll hit big, but he'll self-destruct, and something will happen, and it'll probably be with a black male with a wig. And what's going to happen is they're not going to tolerate his nonsense in Hollywood, and he's going to be back. He will be back beaten down. He'll have a little cash, and, but he's going to hit big. And then he's going to fall.
I see,
And I want to be outside his house when he has that garage sale and he starts stealing all of that stuff outside his $1 million condo.
eBay in Florida.
What's that?
Because it's closer than eBay in Florida.
Oh, look at the sprain leg football players talking to me now.
I'm fine right now.
Oh, you are?
You want to go Oompa Loompa? Let's
go. Guys, 10 times my son. Want to play me in golf for cash?
I'll play you in golf for cash.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I will. My money's on him.
Why? Because he drives the ball far?
I'll take 3 clubs and beat you.
Are you out of your mind?
I'll take a putter, 7-iron, and a 3-wood.
You're
a scratch golfer?
You have no idea who you're talking about.
Is he scratch?
Talking to, I mean.
All right, 3 clubs and you'll be
300-yard drives, no problem.
Big deal. Drive for show, putt for dough.
Probably even
you make that up? I like that.
You should get that on a T-shirt.
Actually,
you should get that on a T-shirt.
You never heard that? You heard that.
Actually, I played golf with both you guys. It would be a very good match. He drives the shit out of the ball and hits it straight.
Yeah.
But on the greens, he's like a gorilla. He has no touch whatsoever.
Be fair, when we played, it was January, and I haven't played in 6 months. So
I saw
that's
him.
my disclaimer.
I saw him drive a par 4.
Yeah.
And then 4 putts.
Well, look at those big gorilla arms. He's going to touch the ball and it's going to fly back into the rough.
I thought it was a donut hole.
This guy has no touch, but man, he could hit the shit out of a ball. Very good.
So did you guys talk about Michael?
No, we'll get into that after the break. What we're going to do here, we're going to play Norton's set from Jay Leno last night.
Funny, man.
It's unbelievable. The video's up on opieandanthony.com, foundrymusic.com. But
and when you listen to this, just remember, this is on fucking NBC.
That's what we were saying in the office when we were watching this. We're like, Jay Leno. You know, I wasn't buying Norton's whole argument between Jay Leno and Letterman, but I'm just starting to see it now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just starting to see it.
You get away with a lot more.
I understand that now.
Unfortunately, listening to audio, too, you don't get the expression thing, because there were a couple of times that he got the audience roaring just from a look. He looked over and when he looked at Hillary Duff, like, hi. You know, and she was just looking into the eyes of a rapist. And Jay, turns to him and just says, 17, and he, like, bam, 2 seconds. Oh, too young. Too old. I stink. Too old.
This is a huge day.
I rot.
God,
I fucked that whole thing up, didn't I?
But you know why I think he gets away with a lot more?
On and help you
Thank
out there,
you.
but
Thank you.
Boss had to jump in, and now it's all fucked up.
No, I was acknowledging that. I had to call myself a dick for that one.
But I was just gonna hose it off.
Hose it down.
I was gonna hose that joke off.
Move on.
What were you
gonna
say,
I think he gets away with a lot more on Leno because Leno still does stand-up, and he's a stand-up comic. He's out there, so he lets you get away with more. He appreciates it more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like.
Yeah, he knows what comedy's about, what comics are.
He's out in the clubs. Leno goes to the clubs every week.
Letterman has no clue.
All right, let's go to Bill in North Carolina. Bill, what's up?
Hey, first off, let me preface the whole thing with Jimmy is freaking awesome. He killed last night. It was wonderful. But I'm just sick and tired of Opie and Anthony and everybody out there caressing Rich Voss's ego every time he comes on the show. Oh, he killed. He's a freaking nobody, man. He gets on there and just you guys start telling about what a great job Jimmy did. And as soon as he does it, oh, I'm doing a pilot. Oh, Bonnie this. Rich, we don't give a fuck, dude. You are a worthless piece of shit.
Yeah, how much money are you making this week? Ooh.
Why are you sucking cock for it, Rich?
How much money are you making this week?
I'm sucking cock for it, Rich.
Neither am I. How much money are you making?
How much? Cheap-ass used car salesman motherfucker.
Oh, hey. You know what? Obviously, I'm doing my job because look at how angry you are. I'm doing my job as a comic because you're so angry. Now keep listening, faggot. All right?
Yeah, Bill, can you go on eBay and buy a Rolls Royce?
Yes.
That's right.
All right? And let me tell you something. I've done 3 network TV shows in the last 2 years, stupid.
All right, let's go to Will in Jersey. Will, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey, make it fast, Will.
Yeah, all right. I just wanted to say, you notice when Jim sits down, Jay Leno retracts that little footstool he had up for Hillary Duff.
That was funny.
And Jimmy's feet don't quite hit the ground. He's got to do a
Yeah, his feet were dangling off the big guest chair, and Jay said something like, you don't need that, do you? And he pulled away the thing that Hillary Duff had to use. And there's a little electronic thing.
And Jimmy was like on his tippy toes trying to touch the floor.
His little feet were dangling down in that huge chair.
That's all I got, guys.
Good enough.
Let's go to Brian in Boston. Brian, what's up?
Hey, morning, boys.
Morning.
Do us all a favor. If Jimmy leaves, can you just pick someone from random at Fenway?
We'll do that old gag.
Yeah. Hey, we're going to be checking ticket numbers at Fenway Park and deciding who's going to be a co-host on the Opie and Anthony show. Stupid hack radio bit. Ugh.
All right, why don't we play Norton's set from last night on the Leno show?
All righty.
On the Leno show, Jay Leno's Tonight Show.
Mm-hmm.
Huge night for Jim Norton, and a nice little mention for the Opie and Anthony program as well.
Absolutely.
That's not going to hurt us at all.
That's very good.
So without further ado, check out the audio. The video's up on our websites.
He's on the Opie and Anthony show on XM Satellite Radio every single morning. June 25th, he'll be at the State Theater in Falls Church, Virginia. Please welcome Jim Norton.
Thank you. Thank you. How are you? There's always this weird moment when you first look at the audience. Like, I'm hoping you're going to be a great crowd, and you guys are kind of looking and hoping I don't suck. And the most common question you get as a comedian, what happens if you tell a joke and it bombs? To be honest, I tend to just go to the next joke. There aren't exactly a lot of options. It's not like I can run through the room and tickle you individually. And it's not uncomfortable for a comic. It's a part of our job. The reason that frightens audience members is because in your own lives, you don't have the next joke option. It's much harder to bomb in real life. Like, you ever try to be funny around your girlfriend's family or your coworkers and it gets a 0? Like the kind of bomb where they just avoid eye contact with you for a little while? You gotta just stand there and soak in your humiliation with your stupid I-bombed face? You ever try to play it off like you didn't mean it to be funny? You ever have a joke bomb so badly, it may have been a serious statement? So you try to sneak out of it by going, oh, I'm just saying. You know, maybe you're at work, the big meeting's about to start, your boss walks in, there's no I in team. You're like, yeah, but there's 2 in syphilis. I'm just saying. I'm actually enjoying my time back in Los Angeles. I live in New York. I got ripped off this week, man. I went for a massage. Did you know there are legitimate massage places? I, honest to God, had no idea. I thought she was kidding. She finishes with my feet. She's like, all done. I'm like... It was awful. I'm on my stomach for 55 minutes. She finally turns me over, and she said, all right, I'm going to crack your toes, which means she grabs each toe, squeezes it, and yanks on it, which, you know, right idea, wrong location. Yeah. I felt like such a creep. Every time she grabbed a toe, I'd try to scooch down 2.5 feet. I'm a lonely man. I've been single almost 3 years, kind of playing the field. I call it playing the field. You might call it picking up prostitutes. And I've fallen into this place with this girl I know, this horrible place, but I have become the guy friend. Is there anything more repulsive than being the guy friend? And women, you always know when we like you. And you deny it even to your girlfriends. They're like, I think he's in love with you. You're like, ah, no, we're just friends. He enjoys taking me to the airport. And there is nothing worse as a man than when you're hitting on a woman and she has that awful, blocking male friend. Because you can just feel his energy. You're trying to talk to her. He's like, dude, don't hurt her. She's like my sister. Is she really, you fun-draining cancer? Why does a guy always make a sister figure out of some braless model who looks like Jessica Simpson? You never hear a man claiming that about a fat chick with facial hair. Even if she is your sister, you keep it under your hat. Ugh, who's that? I don't know. We met at a barbecue once. I think we have the same parents. So I don't know what to do about this girl I like. I really am very uncomfortable around women. I know you look at me and you think, God, it must be so easy for you. I get really nervous. I mean, this was just a front. And for me, making the first move means you roll down the passenger window, you know, beep, beep. You know, she gets in, you hope it's not a guy. You ever make that mistake? You don't get your money back. That's why my motto is toughen up and finish. Hey, look, I'm not gay. This is a matter of economics. I wish I was gay. Gay men are lucky. You can go out and rob banks. If you get caught and go to jail, Thanks a lot, everybody. You guys are great. Thank you.
There you have it. A huge night for Jim Norton on Jay Leno's Tonight Show. Unbelievable, huh?
Yeah. That was huge. Then he sat down. And
yeah, that's what I'm getting now. The couch.
The couch. The all-important couch. A lot of comics do with Leno, you know. But then the couch. The sitting. The chatting. That's huge.
It's kind of weird, too, because...
It looked fake. I was saying it looked fake when I watched it. It looked like you went to an amusement park and they kind of make you look like you're on Leno or something. Like, because it's Jimmy, and he's sitting there, and he's talking to Jay Leno, and it's on The Tonight Show, and Hillary Duff is next to him, and it's like they just popped him in there using some kind of green screen technology or something.
You know, we're pretty jaded at this point. We've seen a lot of celebrities and stuff, but I got to tell you, you're so right. Seeing our old pal on Jay Leno last night.
Our little mess.
It just didn't seem real. It was like, it was really, it was cool as shit to check out, but it just didn't seem right.
And you know what? He killed the first time.
No, could you just move over there? Jesus fucking Christ.
What, that was supposed to be fixed?
Yeah, and then they move him
fixed.
over. The fucking mic sucks, and we need all mics today.
You know,
God.
He killed the first time, so the pressure for him to re-kill, you know what I mean? The first time he was on Leno, he killed that night. So, I mean, he killed even more this time. You know,
and that's huge. They'll invite him back now. He'll become a regular. And then he'll do the sitcom, and then he'll do movies, and forget it. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Jimmy.
Let's say hi to George in Texas. George?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up?
Oh, not much. Hey, I'm just wondering if anybody else noticed Hillary Duff. She looked like she was pretty coked out of her mind. She was going like 100 miles an hour. Her lips were sticking to her teeth.
Like, she's 17 years old.
You guys are too much, man. Yeah, she looked coked out, man.
That's all our dream.
Yeah, she was all energetic on the Leno show or something.
Right.
She should have just lounged on. What, should she have fallen asleep on the couch or something? Dude, she looked like she was on Vicodin or something. She was all slow and shit.
You would have known if she was coked out, because she has the hugest teeth. I mean, she can't hide the fact that they would be grinding.
Yeah.
She's too fat to be coked out.
Fat, she's like 98 pounds. So that's a good joke, actually. Chris in Dayton, Ohio. Chris, what's up?
Hey, I wanted to tell you guys that we watched that at work last night, and you guys sold 2 XM units to the guys that never laugh at anything on Leno. And they laughed at Norton horribly. They love that guy, and he just killed Hillary Duff. I mean, it was great.
All right, very good.
It was a good thing to see.
Yeah, the looks he was shooting over at her were just frightening.
All right, why don't we play the couch time then? So after Norton's stand-up, he got to sit down with Jay Leno. A huge honor, I would assume. A lot of these comedians, they just do their thing, and that's it.
Yeah.
But Norton got to do some couch time.
Sit down, do the couch time, and he killed there, too.
So are you liking L.A. now? I know you're a dyed-in-the-wool New York. Are you enjoying your time here?
I used to hate L.A., but I have one stupid hobby, and L.A. is great for that. I get pictures with celebrities, which I annoyed you for the first time I was here. And I've been doing it for years, and it's very rare that I'm ever turned down by a celebrity for a picture or an autograph. And I finally realized why. It's because I look like I could be a problem. There is just something about my rapidly blinking eyes.
That's why I took the picture. Yeah, I don't want any problem with this guy.
It's not that people think I'm going to kick their ass, but I do look like I might bite your face. And I came to realize this years ago. I'm an Ozzy Osbourne fanatic. And my friend sneaks me into MTV. He's like, all right, man, just kind of hang back. So I walk by an open dressing room door, and there is Ozzy. So I stare. And Ozzy is talking, and he looks out at me. And when he looks at me, I smiled and licked my lips. And he kind of walked out of view so I couldn't stare at him anymore, and I realized I'd made him uncomfortable. And then it dawned on me, do you know what a weirdo you have to look like to make Ozzy Osbourne uncomfortable?
Exactly. Well, any other celebrities that you've seen?
I don't even necessarily have to be a fan. I remember I was opening for Dice in Vegas years ago, and Tiger Woods was in the crowd.
Oh.
I don't like golf. I think golf sucks, and golf clubs are great for assaulting people.
Yeah.
But I like Tiger Woods, so I walk up to him after the show, and I'm nervous, and I'm like, hello, Mr. Woods, and he is such a sweet guy. He's like, you were awesome, which was odd to hear a black guy go, awesome. Oh, yeah, he's black. And I wanted to have, like, a nice moment with him. I just got really intimidated. He's like, you were awesome. I'm like, thanks, man. You golfed good. You ever open your mouth and wish you had a shotgun with a tow attachment? I have 1 second with this icon. I sound like an extra from MASH. You golf good, me have head wound, Hawkeye.
Well, how about dating? Are you seeing anyone right now?
I give people the creeps. It's hard for me to date.
Hard to date, yeah.
I have a tendency to be too toothy when I smile, which really grosses a girl out if you're in a bar. You're like, where are you from? And then I rub my hands together vigorously.
Yeah, that's...
While staring at her cleavage and mumbling, nice.
I could see how that could be a problem.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, did you,
You just step away with that problem every once in a while?
Yeah.
17.
What's that?
17.
Ooh, too old.
Now, did you watch the Tyson fight Saturday?
The Tyson fight, I actually did not watch. I had probably my most embarrassing experience trying to get a Tyson autograph years ago in New York. About 5 years ago. Mike Tyson's outside the Comedy Cellar with a big entourage, and I go up to get an autograph, and his bodyguard goes, whoa, man, where are you going? And I said, oh, man, I just wanted to get an autograph. He goes, sorry, man, Mike's not meeting anyone tonight. And I actually said, but he's the champ. I was 31 years old, and I regressed to 5-year-old boy talk to get the signature of a rapist from Brooklyn.
He's the champ. Jim, very funny. He's on the Opie and Anthony show every morning on satellite radio, of course, at the State Theater in Falls Church, Virginia. Thank you, buddy.
There you have it, the man of the hour, Jim Norton, and on the phone, it's Jim Norton. Jimmy!
Hey, what's up, guys?
There he is, the big star.
That was actually dumb timing. I'm in a car right now going to the airport in Los Angeles. I just called in, so I'm like, I better do it before I actually get to the airport. That was good to hear that.
Yeah, it was perfect timing, actually. Dude, you're getting rave reviews from everybody from all over the country.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it was cool. I put the panel in well. I was very happy with it. It was kind of, it was fun.
You were very relaxed because we just replayed that, and Vos is in studio. We're all laughing because all of a sudden you go to Jay Leno, yo, dude, or whatever.
Yeah, dude. Call him dude.
Which meant
I thought of that after. I'm like, I'm gonna get my face smashed for calling Leno dude.
Dude. Talk about relaxed.
Yeah, you were relaxed enough to call Jay Leno dude.
And did you get Hillary Duff's phone number?
No, she wanted nothing to do with me, but she did take a picture with me.
Of course she did.
Well, we were watching, your performance in the office before the show today, and you're talking about celebrity photos, and I said to Anthony, I'm surprised he's not asking for a photo with Hillary right there.
Dude, my manager told me I should bring my camera out and get one on the set and ask Jay to take it. I heard she was like kind of weird with photos. She doesn't like taking pictures of people.
Really?
But I knew it. I made sure I had my manager make sure that she was actually going to be on the couch. If not, I would have had to get her as soon as she walked off the set. But it was cool, man. It was definitely nice, and I did what I should have done after a great time on television. I went for a swim with Yoshi on the roof of the hotel, and that was it. It was awful.
That was it? You didn't pick up a hooker or nothing?
No, that night before I actually did. I spent a couple $100, just getting myself prepared. And then my Asian friends and I went for a dip in the pool. Like two homos, we had to buy bathing suits. I went to the Hustler store and bought a bathing suit for me and my gentleman friend. And then we went for a swim.
For a swim? That's not like you.
Where did you go do the set?
Exercise. What's that?
Did you go do the set like the night before?
I did it at the Improv.
And it went well at the Improv?
Yeah, it went really good.
It was really funny, man. You were so relaxed.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it was good. I mean, I liked my first set, actually. The first time I was on, I preferred this first set to this one.
No.
But I love this panel. So it was actually very,
Your little feet dangling off the seat were really funny.
Dude, and some fans, the fans don't miss anything. One of the fans goes, "You idiot, you reached for Leno's cup," and I actually remember doing that. I'm like, oh, yeah, I did.
Giving Leno AIDS. Sapping up his cup with AIDS. Ugh.
I really did reach for his cup like a schmuck.
And of course, announcing that Hillary Duff is too young. That was too old. Sorry.
Yeah, see, it's easy to do.
And I know. Announcing that Hillary Duff was too old. That just killed.
Dude, that was really. It was definitely. I thought they were going to take that out. I was so happy they left it. I'm really glad. Other networks, I'm sure, would have taken that out.
I'm amazed with what they let through there on that show.
Yeah, when we were watching The Office, I kept looking over at Anthony, going, "This is on Leno." Like the whole, the massage jokes and the tranny jokes and all that stuff.
The massage joke, a tranny joke. Someone on Whackback pointed that out. And there was a syphilis reference and then a pedophile joke.
Yeah.
My only regret. And I did think of doing this beforehand, was that during the golf bet, I should have said golfer, that Tiger Woods is a great golfer. I just couldn't get it out.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it, too.
I tried. I was just Nick nervous. I was just so happy to be there.
Nick nervous. Well, my prediction, you will be gone from this show in 6 months.
Oh, please.
Anyway. It's gone much too well, and I just see huge things for you. And it's basic egonomics that you will...
Did I say economics?
Yes, you said egonomics. People have been ragging you about it all morning.
I meant to say economics. I just got to think.
Yes. Let go my ego.
I didn't mean to do that. What a fool I am.
And you'll have all kinds of offers, and we will be just a mere stepping stone for Jimmy. And we'll be stuck with Rich Vos and his $1,000 Rolls Royces. And
Oh, Vos, did you get any of your money back or no?
Yeah, I got my money back.
Oh, you did?
You're not going to mess around with me when it comes to money. And, I was ready to call the Attorney General.
Bonnie's shaking her head, rolling her eyes behind you like, oh, yeah, he got his money
we got to
back.
get Bonnie's side of this story.
Oh, no, yeah, because she has to be embarrassed by the fact that you went to buy a Rolls off eBay.
Well,
and who was going to drive this thing?
I was going to have it shipped up, $500.
No, I mean, but then you have the car in Jersey. Who's going to drive it?
I was going to take it out on Sundays, have Patrice drive me and Bonnie.
There's the answer. Because you don't drive your own Rolls Royce ever.
That's not the
thing.
thing.
No one drives their own Rolls Royce.
You don't have a Rolls to drive it around. Someone drives you around.
That's what I just said. I was going to get Patrice
drive you around. You think it'd wear the little chauffeur hat?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
sure.
Would it be little on that big melon head?
Hey, Jim, how was Jay Leno in the dressing room and all that?
Hey, Vos, maybe you could drive it and Patrice could ride on the roof. He was great, dude. He came in for like 15 minutes. He hung out. He's just really cool, man. He comes in, he sits with you. He was just talking about satellite radio. He was actually interested in satellite radio and asked a lot of questions. So he was great.
Did my name come up at all?
Well, yeah, a couple of times he mentioned it, but I didn't want to really talk about you because I was a little nervous and I was afraid that he would kind of boot me off the show.
Right.
You hear me trying to improv when I'm really tired? Nothing is coming out. I'm just kind of talking, hoping something funny shows up.
Hey, are you in Virginia this weekend?
No, Dallas.
No, a week from this. I just wanted to plug it because obviously I can't do much commercial radio in D.C.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you're at the Dallas Improv this weekend.
Yeah. This week I'm doing Dallas. And
at Addison, actually.
Yeah.
Yes. And I was trying to get on Elliot, the one that Rich did, but they don't want me on. I guess they got pissed off that we were making fun of his laugh or something.
Oh, we're ruining. Now we're standing in the way of your career.
Elliot, I thought, had a sense of humor. I mean, the guy's a fan of the program. He's got to relax.
What a cock!
He's not going to let me back on after that episode when you guys
Of course
called.
not.
Dude, Elliot, have a sense of humor,
then.
man. The guy, he's been a fan of ours for years. He can't take a little jab that his laugh was a little obnoxious that day. I don't know if he does that every day.
They won't let you on. They won't let you on Don and Mike there, Jimmy?
I tried. So I sent the tape. I tried to. There's something about Frida being a cunt that they really just didn't care for.
Yeah,
that's a true story, man.
When you call the one of the host wives the C word, it gets a little. Yeah, I don't think they'll have you on.
It got back to Jimmy that's the reason he can't be on JFK. Dude,
yeah. Not on JFK at all because he called Don's wife a C.
All right, can't look past those things.
Did I really say economics? What a fool.
Economics.
Hey, Jimmy, what were you thinking just before Jay introduced you?
Am I going to get hung up on?
No.
Oh, I thought you guys were going to click on me because I was really rearing up to talk. I was nervous, man, but I was like, you did one of these, so this one is going to be hopefully a little bit easier. And, you know what, good. I just didn't want it to blow because I knew I had to do, a lot of panel.
Is it just completely, all-encompassing, nerve-wracking when you're waiting to go on? That you think you're going to friggin' die right there?
It's not that terrifying, just because I knew I had done it once before. You're a little nervous. You want to make sure you do well, but I was nervous I had to do an extended period of time. And I was like, I hope the panel goes well. Because I knew I'm sitting there. There's really nothing you can do. If you're eating your balls and you're just sitting there, there's nothing you can do. You
just whipped out good story after good story. It was amazing.
Yeah, I kind of knew I had to do panels, so I had to have that stuff ready. Obviously, the stuff with Hillary Duff, I didn't really plan on doing until I was sitting there.
No, but you nailed it, dude. You nailed it.
Yeah, she was cool. I didn't know she was 17. I actually thought she was 18. When he said that, I was actually surprised. I asked how old she was before the show, and someone said that she's 18. Okay. I appreciate it, and I'll be in tomorrow. I was going to red eye last night, but
I know.
Love for sushi.
You got to be pretty bummed. You were on Leno last night, like, yeah, I kind of heard in your voice. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, great.
Are you kidding me? I'm annoyed.
Back to the old grind tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be back in there, guys, tomorrow.
Back in with the guys that didn't do Leno. Yeah, sitting with them.
He got in 3 plugs, though, which was cool. He even said that to me. He said, yeah, I got in a couple extra plugs.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that made us proud, and happy.
Absolutely. Hey, look, I'm a part of the Opening Anthony show.
Open the mini.
Even Jay Leno can't get it right. He got it right a few times.
Yeah.
Well, I think he was just kind of throwing in an extra one there, and he wasn't planning on doing 3, I was really happy that he did that.
Jimmy, a couple people are asking, so I'm just going to, I know the answer to this, and you can say whatever you want. Mike from Brooklyn, did Jim talk to Stuttering John?
Oh, yeah, dude. He was totally cool. John is a friend of mine. He was very cool. He said, hello, how are you, man? How's life? He doesn't care about the whole thing that's going on.
Right, okay.
Yeah, he happened to be doing a gig. He's got a great gig. He loves it out there.
Yeah, he's moved on.
Oh, dude, yeah, completely. He's not, he didn't badmouth Howard or have anything, none of that stuff. He was just, hey, how's your gig? How's radio? He asked how the show was going. He was just, he's happy, dude.
Did you hear what he just said?
Yeah.
Ant goes, yeah, Stern John has moved on, and Norton goes, yeah, completely.
Yeah.
And I'm just fast forward in my mind.
Yeah, exactly. When Jimmy moves on completely.
When Jimmy moves on completely. You made it sound like, Stern John doesn't need that crap anymore, and I won't either in a few more months.
I was saying that was that?
Go ahead.
No, I was saying that it was almost like, I'm saying like any type of bitterness or any type of like uncomfortability about the 2 shows. Like, he's so.
Yeah.
No, I know. Honestly, I didn't know what you meant, but I had to.
Okay. No, I'm not leaving the show, dude. I'm not.
Yeah,
all these dumb, stupid Bob Kelly was probably rooting for it to go, hey, dude, you never know. I mean, he probably walks around smoking, talking to himself. I can always hear. Who knows? The guy's light, man. Just break my knees for him. Fucking idiot.
He'd be sitting in your seat.
The reality is, if Bob Kelly didn't break his knee, he would have nothing for this program.
Oh, jeez.
He had to break his knee to get airtime.
Hey, tell Fatso I'm going to be gone for a month to rip another ligament quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, yeah, I'll be in tomorrow, man. I'm looking forward to it. I hated being gone today. I really want to come into it.
Jimmy, a lot of people are also wondering, since you were nervous, did you fart on the couch?
No, I would not have had the balls.
That would have been fucking hysterical if you would have blasted out one of those bad stinkers right next to Hillary Duff. Just for you to be able to point out to us, and I do it right here, and then to look at her face and watch it change.
Jimmy, that's what you got to do for your 3rd appearance on Jay Leno. You got to drink a lot of milk products before you go on.
And just blast one out, a silent one, point it out to us so we can all look at the person's face next to you.
Look at us. We don't care about his set or anything.
No.
Just fart on Jay Leno next time, please.
Sabotage it.
Right.
I dumped out before the show because you just do. You get like your body empties. Before a big gig, I don't know how Vos or how Bonnie is like when they're performing, but even when I'm doing performing a big gig, I dump. I completely empty out. My body fucking just completely clears out.
I piss like 5 times right before I'm going on TV.
I always I take a dump, and I was in the dressing room, and Jay comes by the dressing room to talk to you, and I hear him knocking on the outside dressing room, but I have it locked, so I'm taking a shit. So I'm like, oh, great, the host of the Tonight Show is trying to talk to me, and I'm taking a nice milk dump.
How weird is that? You're just dumping away, and Jay Leno's banging on the door, and he wants to talk to you.
Jimmy, what are you doing in there?
Right. Well, Jay. That's very cool. Frank in Jersey, why no O&A shirt? Of course you can't wear it. You got to dress up for the Tonight Show.
It's funny, they even mentioned that to me the first time I did it. They said, on Last Comic Standing, I wore the Opie and Anthony shirt, and I think Bob or Ross said, you can't wear any radio shirts on the Tonight Show. I'm like, yeah, it's not a problem, man.
And people were making fun of your shirt. I'm like, that's one of Jimmy's favorite shirts he was wearing last night. He's worn that to a lot of his big gigs.
Yeah, that's a good...
And to the fan, by the way, to the fan that emailed, I appreciate it. You said that I did a good job. But said, you put on a little weight since HBO. I want to decapitate you. I've lost weight since HBO. Do you know how that was the worst part of my fucking trip out here? Some idiot thinks I got fatter when I actually lost weight.
Well, TV. It might have been the clothing and the TV kind of does that.
Thing. It's a TV thing.
I'm not saying you should have wore a periwinkle shirt or anything, but it did look like you were some lost person from the NBC tour that kind of just wandered onto stage.
With that shirt up, you look like Pat Oswald's stunt double.
Wow. Pat Oswald, John.
I really am a king of the hill-bodied pig.
You kill man. Did you get my message before you did the show, stupid?
I think so. What'd you say? I think I did get it, actually.
Yeah, well, you know, where your only friend calls you and wishes you luck and says, have a great set.
Well, we all were, like, expecting parents because my phone rang around... What time you call me, Jim? 7:30 maybe?
Yeah, last night, yeah.
And I saw it was Jim Norton. I just picked up the phone. How'd it go? I didn't even say hi or anything. He goes, no, dude, I haven't done it yet. I was just wanted to tell you what Jay was talking about, you know, in the dressing room with me or whatever.
Yeah, it was cool. He comes in, he just really makes you feel good, man. It was like a very relaxed conversation about satellite and about subscriptions and the FCC and stuff like that. And, you know, he was great, man.
How about Bob and Ross? Did they have a bunch of gossip and stuff to talk about?
Not really, no. I mean, they were just concerned with, because they knew I had to do a while, so they were mostly concerned with, you know, the leading questions and the panel and stuff like that. But no, they really didn't. Although fucking Ross was getting really big. He's uncomfortably like fucking large.
All right, Jimmy, before we let you go, because I know you got a flight.
Yeah.
And I won't say we'll let you be today.
Are they telling you that they're telling us we got to let you go?
Yeah.
Ooh, someone came in. Who said that?
You're an ass for pointing that out, by the way, my friend. Mike in Oregon, what's up?
Hey, I was just wondering, did you notice that Jay seemed a little uncomfortable at first when Jimmy did the little rubbing of the hands and said nice cleavage? Seemed a little uncomfortable with Hillary Duff sitting there.
Oh, did he really? I didn't even notice.
I could be wrong, but I thought you killed last night, Jimmy. You were fucking awesome.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm a truck driver. I was going through Seattle, and I had to find some place to pull over and park where I got a good TV signal, and I recorded it.
How cool is that?
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Mike. Let's go to Dave in New Orleans. A couple calls, and then we'll let you be. Go ahead, Dave.
Hey, how you doing, fellas?
Hey.
Hey, I just wanted to make sure that next time Jimmy goes out there and does a show, he grows his hair a little longer next time, man. He looked like a cancer patient up there.
Oh, jeez. That's the longest his hair's been in 5 years, I think.
Yeah, not like him all with that shadow bald is pretty wicked, man.
No, sir. It's actually going to be shorter next time.
All right. All right. The phones are all weird now. Jay in Staten Island.
Hey. How you doing, guys?
Good.
The best part about last night's show was making fun of Tiger Woods. He was rubbing.
Oh, all right. He's crapping out, but he liked the Tiger Woods joke about checking to see if he was black.
Oh, okay, with the little, saliva rub on the skin.
We'll take one more. Mike in Virginia.
Hey, Jimmy, great job.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, I wanted to mention, when you did your toothy remark with Hillary Duff sitting next to you, she looked like Mr. Ed. Those teeth were so large. The camera shot, as soon as you said that, scanned to her. That was so funny.
It probably wasn't intentional. I mean, maybe it was a nice joke. It was something innocent that they could show her and laughing at. But I don't think it was, I thought that NBC was trying to slam her,
Intentional or not, that was great.
Thank you, man.
All right, punching out, guys.
All right, thank you, Mike.
I'm actually at the airport, so I'm going to be on a plane and.
All right, well, we'll see you on the show tomorrow, buddy.
All right, and see you later, Rich, and
great
see you
set,
later, Bonnie.
man.
I'll see you guys soon.
Congratulations.
Yes, Jimmy.
Thanks, boys, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, there he goes, Jim Norton.
Hey, you know what's...
Yeah, 6 months. Done. Done. Off the show.
Anthony's convinced.
Convinced. The thing is, too many things are going to be offered to him for too much money.
Well, he's got the HBO...
Right now, the only reason he's doing the show is money. He enjoys doing it, don't get me wrong. But it's paying for his apartment, his apartment, his place that he bought. He just bought a place. It's paying for it. Now there's going to be other things that come up that all of a sudden, now it's not the radio show that's got to be the gravy here where the money comes from. It's this, so
But Jimmy's he's a loyal friend, though.
I understand loyalty, but there reaches a point.
If it gets to, it's going to get to a point where it's going to be tough for him, I think, to do this radio show. But he'll always be, connected to this show.
Yeah,
he won't be one of these guys like, I don't need that anymore. I'm out of here. He's always been, fiercely loyal to his friends.
If MIT called me and wanted me to be a professor up there, offered me more money than here, I'd be gone.
You guys are taking off. I saw you guys on Bravo yesterday.
Oh, gee, all right.
I cancel cable today after that. First of all, you fucking jackasses, nobody knows you as Greg Hughes and Anthony. You go by Opie and Anthony.
Well, you know, when I was punching in the graphic, when I was editing the whole production and punching in those graphics, I thought, should I put our names in here or should I put Opie and Anthony?
I was sitting, because of my toilet, if you open the door, you could see my TV, and Bonnie goes, "Oh, and they are on."
You watch
I open it.
TV
No,
it
ruined
toilet.
my shit. I closed the door. Okay.
Do you really watch TV from the toilet?
I can, yeah.
With the door open?
Yeah, sometimes.
With Bonnie walking around?
No, she's laying in the bed around the corner. She can't see me. I'm not that comfortable with her.
I was going to ask. That's like the tail end of a relationship. Not the pre-marriage thing where you got the doors open with the shitting going on.
You know what I did for the marriage?
What?
Because I'm getting old, so I'm scared I might not be able to have a baby again. So I've been jerking off, and I'm saving it in the ice tray. And now when I don't want to have sex, I just throw ice cubes on her back.
That old gag. Jesus. What's wrong with you?
Funny.
Yeah, it is funny. Actually.
You aren't going to destroy her body in any way, are you?
She's perfect.
With kids or anything?
No, you're going to be...
I mean, with kids. You're not... Are you having kids?
Of course they are.
You are.
I'll have one.
Is that it? You're already a bun in the oven? You got a bun in the oven? That ravages a body, though. She's a fine girl over there, and you're going to twist her all out of shape like a pretzel.
Man, she'll bounce back.
Yeah, she want to bounce back?
It'll be in the prenup.
That she has to bounce back?
Certain weight. Yeah, certain weight class.
Smart man.
All right, listen, why don't we take a break? Rich Vos is sitting in for Jim Norton today. We got Tyson Walter from the Dallas Cowboys. We got Bonnie on the couch.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about Michael Jackson. You haven't given your opinions on that. We'll do that when we get back, I guess. And another death at Disney, Anthony.
We were just talking about it, and boom, there it is, a few days back. I guess there was another death at Disney.
Yeah, we'll get into all of that and much, 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 much more on the Opie and Anthony program right after these messages.
Like sand through the hourglass, so is the Owen virus.
Here is the mayor of our fine city talking about the Puerto Rican Day Parade. Listen to what he had to say.
By executive order of the mayor of the city of New York, today everybody is a little bit Puerto Rican.
Uh-oh. I think you say a little scared.
Awesome. Do we all get our knives?
Oh, jeez.
We get a bandana and a knife.
What kind of proclamation is that for the mayor to make?
We all get to lower our cars to the ground.
We get to take our bananas and fry them.
Put a spoiler on a Toyota Corolla.
Right.
It's going to do 250 miles an hour.
Oh, and then you customize like the muffler so it sounds like it has 600 horsepower.
The big fat muffler's got to go on there. You got to tint the windows with paint.
Hang an 8-foot Puerto Rican flag out the window.
The flag? Yeah. Then you need the little...
Held up by your 9-year-old son. Sticking out of the sunroof. Puerto Rico!
Crown air freshener that goes on your dashboard. Crown.
Yeah.
That just spells trouble.
Jesus.
I love that. One of my favorite things was the Jesus Christ stencil headlight. Or so the headlight and the stencil on there was our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It's right there on the headlight.
Yeah, he has a platinum, like a 6-inch cross around his neck, and he's never been to church. Raped a chick in the park.
Jesus.
Viva Puerto Rico!
Kisses the cross before he goes raping.
He does the sign of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Hold this.
I want to fuck you. Like Jesus told me I'm going to.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
In studio today, Rich Vos and his lovely, lovely bride-to-be, Bonnie. Are you going to be known as Bonnie Vos?
No, you're keeping your name as you throw away your dignity. Keeping your name.
There's so much going on with Vos. I don't even know where to begin, Anthony. Just before we went on the air here, he was telling us that he's bleeding.
No,
he thinks he has a bleeding ulcer.
A bleeding ulcer, you're shitting blood, right?
Only it happens like every couple of weeks. But like when
Tyson Walter goes, it's a midget period you're having.
That's what.
Is it dark blood or is it very bright red blood?
I think it's bright red.
Bright red would.
They said it might be hemorrhoid.
Yeah, that would indicate by the asshole, like hemorrhoid.
Yeah, that's what he
dark
said.
Dark blood would be something deeper inside you that turns dark before it works its way out.
Well, it turns dark because it's mixed with other stuff.
And it mixed with other stuff.
Well, Dr. Anthony, when I went to...
Snap on your glove and go give him a check.
Yeah, give me one of those gloves. I'll shove a finger up your ass.
He did shove a finger in my ass. I turned around and go, that's all you got? Come on, be a man.
Talk about gaping.
Vos gaping.
Vos ass cave.
But we were in Amsterdam last week, and I ate a lot of hot sauce. Would that come... I mean, it was like a lot of...
might aggravate a hemorrhoid situation.
You think so?
Sure.
But
sure.
Aren't you supposed to be able to feel them when you're probing yourself?
You probe yourself?
Well, to look for them.
Yeah.
You're touching yourself back there trying to figure out what's going on?
Well,
How deep are you probing?
Deep
Just
enough
the
to come?
I'm on fire.
I'm on fire. Look at him. He's like, yes.
And so is my ass.
But I'm going to go to the doctor Thursday. I hate going because I don't have, I don't want to go get all, I want to go into a doctor and they go, you're okay. I don't want to have to go for, fucking MRIs and all kinds of tests, and that. You know what I mean? That's just scary shit.
Right.
If you just go in your doctor and go, you're all right, then I feel fucking fine. You know? Even if I'm walking out in pain, he goes, I'm all right.
He said it's okay.
He's okay.
Yeah.
You know? I was in a fucking doctor once, and I walked out. He goes, I recommend you don't smoke. Oh, really? How about not shooting heroin and beating my kids in public? You recommend that to you fucking idiot? You're a doctor. Of course. But
are you gonna quit smoking?
I'll tell you what my doctor did. This is what a scam artist did. I fucking went in there one day. We're talking, and then he always asks me about sex, this and that, because he knows I'm a comic. He's a little pudgy fuck. And I said something about Viagra's. He goes, well, you got to try Levitra's, right? So he goes, here, let me give you a couple samples. You know, I go in another room, he opens a drawer, and you know how they have all those samples? So he gives me some sample Levitra's.
Hold on, I want to back up a little bit, but you had to tell the doctor you were having some kind of problem.
No,
the doctor's not just going to give you any of that shit.
No. I said, when I was in Brazil, you could buy Viagra's over the counter. I just said that's when I just got back from Brazil. You can buy Viagra's over the counter. He goes, oh, you got to try Levitra's. I got some samples. So he gives me samples. I get a bill from my insurance company, $200 for sexual dysfunction. He charged me. I didn't even say
he charged the insurance company.
Yeah, because he just offered me free samples.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because he can't just give you that stuff. That's that's
on your medical record now.
Right. So when you were just casually mentioning that you could get the Viagra over the counter, he immediately is thinking, well, this guy has a problem getting rods, and he's a little uncomfortable telling me. So I'll just say, why don't you try some Levitra?
Damn.
And then he charges you for sexual.
Well, if I say I didn't get laid in a week, is he going to pick me up a hooker and charge the
insurance company?
Well, you can't just
those
hand
doctors
that
are
stuff to
scam
you.
artists. They love charging the insurance company like that. Give you free samples.
Yeah.
Amounts to just free samples in his drawer, and he's charging the insurance company a couple $100.
It's fucking what a scam.
Nice. Hey, by the way, I saw the news last night. Viagra being used for children. It was the teaser. And Viagra being prescribed to children? Wow, you have it in the paper? Is that what?
No, this is headaches.
Yeah.
Yeah, blindness and headaches
blindness.
When some people use the Viagra, I guess.
This is I'm thinking some kind of psychological thing. They give him to the little kid, maybe to stop him from bedwetting. If he's got a rod all night, he won't be able to take a leak or something. If they fall out of bed at night, you give them a Viagra and it works like a kickstand. They can't roll over and fall out of bed. I don't know.
Right. Or if you just want them to stay hard.
Or, the obvious. You just need an 8-year-old with a hard-on. It turned out to be some lung disorder. Yeah, some lung disease. They're giving Viagra to these kids with a lung disease because it opens up and helps them breathe.
But they got to explain why they're sporting wood, though.
I know.
They're
That's
breathing great, but geez,
now
what do I do
breathe.
with this thing?
You're going to school with a rod in your pants, covering it up with your lunchbox, all embarrassed.
That was a happy day at the last NAMBLA meeting. Oh, our next topic, by the way.
Yeah, Viagra for kids. All in favor? Aye! All right, next. I used to get the rod, though, on the bus. We talked about that. For some reason, going to elementary school, junior high, even, when I was taking the school bus, every morning, I would get on the bus, sit down, the bus would start going. It had nothing to do with the rumbling, the vibration. Everyone's brought that up. Just something. I would sport wood on that bus. I would get wood on the bus every day.
Did you and friends, did you ever just, and not gay, but just, jerk off with friends? Like if you're sleeping over their house and you guys would just jerk off? Not touch each other. You never did that?
Look, and every guy around here is like, what?
Anytime anyone tried that, I went...
Look,
I guess it was different in the 70s.
There's at least 15 guys around here right now. If this has happened to any one of you, please come in and stick up for Rich Vos.
You might as well just lock the door. No one's coming in.
Me and Brian used to
Wait. I want to know, would you lay there and talk to each other? Would you be in the same, would you be right next to each other?
Well, I don't know. We might compare, or just because we were young, we were just starting.
Wait, so you'd show each other, hey, look at this rod?
Listen, we were like, I don't know.
Bonnie, you sure you want to marry this?
21 or
Bonnie's
22.
learning way too
Bonnie's
much about
laughing her ass off. Oh, you have? You asked all this?
Bonnie, get on mic. Bonnie's too good to just sit there on a couch.
Yeah.
Does this work?
Oh, it works better.
It works much better for you. I'll even crank you up a little bit there.
Yeah, no,
Wow, that's loud.
I've asked him all these questions. I've tried to trick him into telling me gay stories. Like,
really? Trick him?
Saying, yeah, it turns me on. Have you? But that was the only one he copped to. So.
Yeah, I don't understand what it is though. You would lay there. Are you in the same bed, the same room?
But we were like,
you're not answering questions.
Yeah, like you're in high when you sleep over your friends.
You sleep over your friends. Now you're sharing a bed.
Yeah, well,
you're in the same
bed. Beds. He was in junior high school.
Sleep on the floor. One guy sleeps on the floor. One guy sleeps in the bed.
You bring over your sleeping bag.
Junior high.
We're starting to get high.
So you're in the same bed. Are you naked in the bed?
No, we're wearing obviously our underwear and stuff. But then
obviously.
This was years ago.
So you start cranking. How does one go from talking about playing with G.I. Joes to, hey, you want to jerk off?
And wait a minute, why are we letting them slide on the whole junior high thing? You're old enough to know. Yeah. You're old enough to know in junior high. I could almost see if you're an 8, 10, like, whoa, what's going, but you're talking about you're 13 or 14 at this point.
Yeah, we were like 15 or 16 because we were getting high.
Are you trying to apply pre-calc to real-life applications? What the hell are you doing?
We never touched each other or, said anything sexual to each other. We would just...
But I want to know how you go from just sleepover, where normal people just go to sleepover, you hang out, you watch TV, and then you go to sleep.
Because we were like 15 or 16 and we never had a girl yet, so we probably thought it was normal.
Yeah, but what happened? Like, did you go, hey, hey, take your pants down, I want to show you something.
Yeah, how does it start?
Yeah, thank you, Bonnie. Come on.
We'd be high, and then we would compare boners or something.
You don't just compare boners.
How did you get a boner?
I've smoked a lot of pot. Get a boner. I've smoked a lot of pot with my friends, and it never went from pass me the joint to
holy shit,
hey, look at my boner.
Right.
It wasn't pot.
You would smoke bones. You didn't show off your bone.
We were doing THC, not pot. I mean, THC makes you do stuff like that, probably. I don't know.
I did mescaline, acid, believe me. I did drugs too.
Yeah, but you didn't.
It didn't happen.
Ecstasy doesn't make you do that.
How did this happen?
I don't know. This happened when more like me and Mickey would, and me and Brian. I guess our whole crew. We just like to jerk off. I don't know.
So you're laying in bed. You start jerking off, I guess.
Out
of nowhere.
When you're in the same bed with the dude.
How do you know it's not going to freak the guy out that you start jerking off?
We probably did at the same time.
No, you don't just do it at the
3, 2, 1,
go. You don't just all of a sudden go, oh my God, you're jerking. I just started jerking off too.
He had the lights like an Indy where it counts that red or green.
Like a drag race.
That would almost be her 3-2-1 joke.
Right. Hey, he plays football.
I know.
Give him a little.
Sorry.
Give him a little slack.
I don't have a cool bedazzled watch like you.
Wow. Too big to fuck with.
He just smashed you.
He's too big. I know. I mean, no, I don't know. I mean, someday if I ever run into Brian again, I'll ask him. Why did we used to jerk off together? I don't know. I don't think I do it with Michael, but Brian, Mickey.
It's not the why we're after. It's the how.
It's just how how does that happen?
Right.
You don't just all of a sudden start jerking off together.
Like how many
Someone
guys...
has to make the first move, and that's what I'm getting at here.
What is
Even
that
though
move?
you're saying it's
and why
not
did you
gay,
go for it?
it's
Right,
not,
right.
It's just one of you had to make what is called the first move, where you start going, you're assessing the situation, you're looking over going, I think he'll be into me jerking off. You're building this up in your head. Who made the first move?
And how many people said no?
Said no, and boss, you fucking faggot, what are you doing?
And Bonnie,
Put that away and go home.
And when are you going to give the ring back? What are you waiting for? Jesus. My God.
Don't leave me for another man. Please.
You can't compete with that.
Because now the
Was
only
there
reason...
porno involved? Let's start there.
No, we were too young for porno.
A Farrah Fawcett
Too young.
poster,
You
something.
said you were
Right,
16.
something that might have shown that you were heterosexual and something just went awry.
Yeah, Cheryl Teagues.
Right.
I don't know.
Did you have the Farrah Fawcett wastebasket?
Now, the reason I'm asking this is because I had the similar experience. But I was in a tree fort in California with my friend Richard, and it was just like a sleep out in the tree fort. And I was trying to go to sleep, and we had been drinking too. Of course, there's some kind of alcohol involved. And he leaned over, and he goes, "I'll suck your cock."
No.
Yeah. You want a blowjob? And I went, I'm laying there going, oh my God, I gotta just make believe I'm asleep. I gotta stay here like I never heard it. So I'm just laying there going, I'll suck your cock. And this is like a guy I've been friends with for years. We used to ride our bicycles to go fishing down at Dana Point. Ride horseback. Yeah, I mean, it's just a friend of mine for years. Out of nowhere, out of the blue, I get, I'll give you a blowjob. So that to me is what I would call the first move.
Yeah, but that's gay.
That's
gay.
But jerking off.
Dude, you're in the same bed.
Dude, you're in the same bed.
And when you're growing up, you don't get a big bed.
Right.
Well,
so I'm wondering if there was somebody that made believe they were asleep while you were jerking, or perhaps you didn't find his dick attractive enough to jerk off with him. I want to know what was going on.
I guess we come back, we be high. Like at Brian's house.
Maybe these guys don't want their names on the radio. I don't know. Call me crazy, but maybe you want to call them different names. they're somewhere in Jersey going, will you shut the fuck up?
So how did it go, boss?
I don't know. I guess, Brian, I remember, we'd go out. I remember we went out one night. We're just partying because we didn't go to bars yet. We're too young.
Sure.
We're all blasted. And we come back up. I guess we're hanging. We're laying in the bed. And, never had a girl, and you just start talking about jerking off. Two guys, just two men.
Fat cocks, oil.
And,
Do girls ever factor into it at all? Like, I mean, the idea
I will say it is impossible to get girls at certain times in your life as a growing boy.
Yeah.
The possibility of getting a girl that's going to do anything to your dick just isn't there.
Well, the first time I was.
Yeah, but you could talk about it. You could talk about it. You could go, did you see so and so in gym class? I mean,
right.
Well, but the first girl that was gonna have sex with me or wouldn't, I was begging her. I was young.
Yeah.
She goes, no, I'll give you oral.
You never changed your technique.
And I was.
All these years.
Oh, another for Bonnie.
So I'm begging her, and she goes, I'll give you oral. I'll blow you. I go, no, because I never had sex. So I said, if you don't give me sex, I'll break up. So she finally said yes. So we walked over to the woods where we go, and I didn't know how to do it. I couldn't get it in. I didn't know. I didn't know the angles or anything.
Oh, no.
This and that. I'm sitting there, so I couldn't do it. I said, well, will you blow me now? She goes, no. So I lost out on everything.
You passed up the blow. It's like a game show.
Yeah.
You can have the blowjob now, or pass the blowjob to get laid. All right, I'm going to go to get laid. They never offer you the box you passed up again. That is sad. The box.
Yeah,
that is
crazy,
sad.
Man.
So you lay in bed with men and decide to jerk off. No blowjob. I'll go back to my guy friends.
Prison's not going to be too hard of a transition for you.
No. We're just laying in our cells talking about jerking off.
I still don't understand this. I've been in football for almost 20 years now, around naked guys all the time, talking about girls, talking about whatever, and not once has anyone ever been slightly aroused.
No.
Well, and you guys, like it's no big deal.
You football players just opt for maybe a pine cone up the ass every so often.
That's right. Those are hockey players. Get it right,
camp.
Sir.
Wasn't that football camp?
Was that
the pine cone up the ass?
Some middle school thing or whatever.
I'm with Anthony. It was football camp.
Don't get me wrong. Hot is hot. Whether it's hockey or football.
They ask for it.
Hey, Anthony.
Cones up the ass.
We got a couple stories coming in. Let's go to Bob in Jersey. Bob, go ahead.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
I'm not really defending the way that it did, but the same thing happened to me when I was in junior high.
Really?
Yeah. It was. I was hanging out with my buddy, and we were at his house. We weren't in his bed or his bedroom. We were in his den. They had one of those angle couches, you know, the kind that look like an L.
Yes, the modular sofa.
There you go. He was on one side, I was on the other side, and he had one of them scrambler boxes.
Yeah.
We were watching, flipping through the channels, puts on porn. Whatever. We've been drinking earlier in the night. He starts doing his thing. I'm like, what the fuck? And I was over, and I'm like, but then I'm like, what the hell? So I get up off the couch, go behind the couch, peek over to the TV, keeping him out of view, and I did my thing.
Because if there's a couch in the way, it's not gay.
Yeah.
I wasn't exactly arm up against his arm, thigh against thigh on a twin-size bed.
Well, no, listen, don't you
wow,
know?
Rich, he's painting a picture.
And this guy jerked off with his buddy, and he made you sound gay.
At least he used the back of the couch as a barrier, a gay barrier.
Yeah, really, Rich.
Jesus. Sharing the Sealy Posturepedic with another man.
Rubbing thighs with another man.
Oh,
I did
your
the couch.
knees need lotioning.
Did you guys hold the wallpaper for each other for the couch?
I did the couching, too. That was just a contest so you could shoot over it. We didn't really touch.
They didn't really touch.
No, we weren't.
Might have been brushing of feet or something.
Listen, first of all, I would have never been gay with him because he had freckles, so just, I'm not going to do anything with a freckled guy.
Right?
Yeah. Thank God. Thank God you're not looking at me.
Would you finish up together?
I guess.
You'd finish up. Were there groans of pleasure going on?
Oh, I mean, we didn't do it. What do you mean? Did we do it simultaneously?
Well, I mean, not go at the same time. Oh, wow. That's a big word.
Wow.
Rich.
And Bonnie threw her hands in the air and was very excited. Why,
Bonnie's very excited because what happened at the restaurant the other night?
He asked if I was ordering off the entries.
The entries? You want something off the entries?
Anything you want. Order off the entries.
Entries.
E-N-T-R-E-E.
Oh.
Big night out, Applebee's, huh?
No.
Who's this Al a cart guy? Is he bringing the food?
Is he a terrorist? A guy wants to defend Vos. Let's see where this goes.
Wow.
Chad in D.C. What's
Last
up,
guy
Chad?
did a great job.
Yeah, sure.
Hey.
Chad?
Hey, Rich, how you doing today?
What's going on?
Hey, I just got to call up. I got to defend you, man. I used to do the same thing with my best friend. However, I am gay.
Oh. Yeah, but when you did it, was he gay?
Yeah.
Were you? Oh, were you both? Okay, were you both gay at the time?
Yes.
Yeah.
At 15?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, see,
Rich, it's a little weird.
It's not gay. It's not gay. It's gay.
It's just a little weird.
But if you're laying there with another guy going like, making like noises as you're beating off, that's just not.
Were you looking at his? Were you looking at him?
Right.
No, you wouldn't look at each other because
that's gay.
Especially not in the eyes.
To this day, he wouldn't look at him in the eyes. I bet.
And we weren't loud because his mom was in the next room. You don't want his Mom to walk in when...
We weren't loud. I don't think you ever want to say that.
No. His mom was in the next room?
Yeah, that'd be horrible.
Yeah,
what are you guys doing?
Her coming in watching.
That's what makes the story horrible.
Watch her little boy jerking off with another man.
Did you let him know when you were, like, did you go, I'm coming?
Oh, God.
I don't even
know. Here comes the goodness.
Well, and then we would probably roll over and face the opposite ways. We wouldn't sleep.
Did
Would
you say
sleep in his
stuff like,
wet spot?
Yeah.
Married.
Did you compare loads? Look how much I got. Mine went all the way to my knee.
That's not fair. I jerked off with Bobby today. I didn't have a good load.
Hey, Carl, what's up?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Yeah, all right. When my friend used to sleep over, we used to, like, jack off, but we never stole each other. We never did, anything like that. It's just I was fortunate enough to have, like, the cool porno movie, and he didn't. So we were, like, 3 feet away from each other. He would be behind this, bench. We never stole each other, though. And it's like, it wasn't, like, gay like what Vos was doing.
No, listen, Jackass, here's the thing. We didn't have the luxury of having a big room or a den or places to hide. You're still in the room and you're both jerking off. Okay, you know what's going on. He didn't have a big room. He was poor.
I didn't have a big room either. I just had a bench. I just didn't look.
Yeah, but if you only have one bed and a dresser, I'm not going to lay on top of the dresser and jack off while he's on the bed. That would be like
That's kinky.
That would be carnival gay kinky. So if you're still in the room jerking off with the guy, it's the same thing. Don't say I had a bench or something.
Go in the damn bathroom, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, what's wrong with just a private toss in the bathroom or something?
Who wants it
to get it out? You wind up doing that at home as a kid your whole life. When you're living with your parents, you go into the bathroom, you do what you got to do, you come out, you go out with your friends.
No, Rich jerked off with his dad. That story.
Are you kidding?
Is that a real story?
No. You never know, though.
I know, you just never know with Rich.
Well, Ant, there's a lot of stories coming in. We'll go to Texas for this one. Frank, go ahead.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Me and my friends, there was about 5 or 6 of us. Same thing, we were like partying, we were sleeping in the basement, so we put on a porn, and eventually we were all just like, all right, we either got to shut this thing off or take care of business. So we all decided to take care of business. We all had like blankets over us. Next morning, we went to sleep right after. Next morning, we woke up, didn't even acknowledge each other, didn't even look at each other. It was just horrible.
Oh, well, that was 5. Now that's.
Do you talk to or see these people anymore?
I haven't seen them in years.
No, not in years.
Would it be all awkward?
No, I used to hang out with them throughout. I just stopped hanging out with them when I quit drugs because they were still on.
There are those people you shouldn't hang out with. I went back out to California back in I guess it was 88 or 89, somewhere around there. I went back out to California.
You ran into Richard?
And there was Richard. Because he was friends with my father and
is he a gay gentleman now, or
flaming? We were gonna go hunting, so we all pack up just guns, so many guns, and get in the Blazer, drive up in the hills to go hunting. Richard didn't go. He went with Corey, who was my father's wife, to go curtain shopping. Yeah, I mean, flaming. And it was all weird. Like, we got there, and Richard shows up, and he's like, hi, how are you? It's been so long. I haven't seen you. And I'm like, oh, this explains everything.
Weren't you thinking in your head, how didn't I know at the time?
Well, I figured
you didn't know.
I took the blowjob. Hey, how about a rain check on that? You look like you're good at it these days. Probably had a lot of experience.
Well, you can't get a rain check, or else I would find that girl again.
Right, you would have been able to get in the woods.
All right, let's go back to Jersey, the home of whacking off with your friends. Eric?
The home of whacking off. Is that the new state motto?
I think so, man.
Yeah, McGreevy was in there, made that the state motto.
They like to call it the McGreevy. Let's hear your McGreevy story. Go ahead, Eric.
I love McGreevy, by the way.
Yeah.
So I walked into a party one day. It was about freshman year. I go down, my friends, they call me over. So I walk into the room, and there's 7 guys lying in the basement in sleeping bags with softcore porn all going at the exact same time.
Oh.
It was horrible.
What, all the sleeping bags are just going rumbling?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was absolutely disgusting. A lot of dirty tissues next to it. No fucking joke.
We didn't have the luxury of porn.
All right. Well, let's go to Tyrod in PA. Tyrod?
Hot Rod.
Hot Rod?
Hello.
Oh.
Hot Rod.
Hot Rod. This can't be good.
Hot Rod. Oh.
Oh. I can't believe I got something in common with Spithead. I can't believe it. 15 years old, looking at a hustler, right? Camping out in the woods, got nothing better to do. All of a sudden, somebody says, "Who's got the biggest dick?" So then
you know who said that?
The gay guy.
The gay guy said, "Who's got the biggest dick?" Hey, I got a contest, guys. Who's got the biggest dick? By the way, flaming fact.
Right.
Listen, it's a contest. It goes from the biggest dick, who can come the fastest, okay? So then it was who came the fastest and then who shot the farthest. But then we all feel bad, right? It's like 11 o'clock at night. We're 15 years old. We're all stoned, right? So then we go and we find the neighborhood girl. And we all go get hand jobs because we feel bad and we feel, you know.
How
like
does that happen? Stop it.
And when
We find the neighborhood girl and go, hey, give us a hand job.
The neighborhood girls.
There's always that neighborhood girl
in the woods,
wanting
camping.
and willing.
Yeah.
Right. She's always around, man. You just got to find her.
Half a block away, she'd do anything for
Yeah,
us.
by the way, the neighborhood girl's name was Mike, wasn't it?
Okay, and first of all, how pathetic are you that you're camping a half a block from the road, okay? You're not camping. You're laying in somebody's backyard under a tree, jacking off with
being
friends.
gay in the woods.
Gay in the woods. Woods right by the... We're out camping, and the neighborhood girl who, you know, Swiss Family Robinson's daughter, we go over to her fucking treehouse. You liar.
Let's say hi to Brad in Dallas. God, these calls are coming in like crazy. Everyone jerking off with their friends. I missed out on a great childhood experience.
Yeah, you were busy shoving marshmallows in your ass and walking in a frat house basement. Which, by the way, is fine, Opie.
It was called Bomb the DK House.
Right. You had to pick up a marshmallow with your ass cheeks, and yeah, we know.
What's the weirdest thing you ever fucked?
What?
The weirdest thing like you ever fucked.
That you ever fucked?
Yeah, I tried to jerk off with.
Isn't there two choices, a girl or a boy? Are you talking inanimate objects?
Yeah, like jerking off with something. Like you ever, you know, like my friend.
A Brillo pad?
My friend.
Oh, wow.
Now I'm sleeping with a black chick. No, my friend.
Oh, my God.
My friend used to he used to cut a hole in government cheese, right? And he was on drugs. And I told you. Did I tell you the story?
And microwave it for a little bit to warm it up.
Yeah, I told you this.
And then fuck the government cheese.
Yeah. Butter roll. You ever take a butter roll and cut a little of your hair off to make it look like there's hair on it? Put hair on it because you never knew it. You never got laid, so you.
No, I used to do the fingers together. If you do the you put your hands together like you're praying.
Right.
And now here.
I'm not doing it. And we get a visual.
No,
I'm not doing
that
with
you. You put your hands together like you're praying. Like you're praying.
Do this experiment for everybody.
One guy does it like they're praying. The other guy does it like you're praying, but turn your hands sideways now so they're flat.
Yeah.
Then you open up between your middle and ring finger.
Right.
Your ring fingers as your hands are still together. Then you put them together. Are you homophobe like Opie, or you want to check this out?
I'm trying to figure out what the
Anthony,
hell you're
the person
doing.
that doesn't want anyone to touch him wants someone to do this experiment with.
I'm talking about jerking off, and you go the other guy. Where was the other
Yeah,
guy
where's
during
the
this?
other guy?
Who's this other guy?
You're
that
interlocking hands and
then
fucking them?
you interlock hands, and then you open up your hands and look, and it looks like a pussy.
Right. So you're not actually shagging it.
That's all. That's what you would do. Here, go ahead. Put your hands together.
Yeah,
this
is.
And then I look. You go, now turn sideways. Now look.
Oh,
okay, and then,
wow, it's a magic
and
trick.
then you lay in bed with your friend.
I think Parcells just fired me. Thank you.
I have done that actually. Yes.
Of course, every guy growing up.
But he was talking about the strangest thing you fucked.
No,
or jerked off with.
But then he was saying that the buttered roll would look like it.
Well, you
wouldn't fuck the buttered roll, would you?
Well, you cut a little of your hair so you think there's hair on, like a pussy. And
you would actually jerk off with a buttered roll.
You got to try everything once.
No, you didn't.
Christ. Look at little seeds on it, the little caraway seeds. Chafing. Wow.
All right, well, you want to take one more? Another guy that jerked off with his friends, Jason in New York. Jason, go ahead.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Hey.
I've had a similar experience, but mine basically started out, I guess, the first move being a truth or dare game, where I actually thought it was perfectly normal for best friends to be doing it. It's sort of like I always had the friends, well, I've never jerked off in my life. It's basically a bunch of bullshit.
Are you saying, what are you saying?
Basically, I jerked off with my friends, too. Perfectly, I'm not gay, don't have any gay thoughts, but I've done it.
Yeah, and it's no big deal. But it's no big deal when you're young. That's something guys do. You're grown up. I mean, I remember when I was younger, and me and friends, you'd play doctor and stuff. That was, but you were young and you couldn't even get hard, so it was a waste of time, But you just touch.
I would do that, play doctor and perform mastectomies. Kind of got the neighborhood kids a little scared. Boomer from Jersey, boss, reality check. Jerking off with a guy in the woods is gay. Jerking off with a guy in bed isn't. You're bashing a guy for jerking off with another guy in the woods. Meanwhile, you were in bed with a guy.
You were in bed with him?
Well, I wasn't in bed. I was sleeping over.
You were in his bed.
You were in his bed.
You said you were in bed. You shared the same bed, and you would jack it in bed.
With his little New York Mets sheets.
Smiling Mr. Met face.
Right.
Looking at you in shame. Oh, nothing like that for girls. Bonnie, was there any ever growing up with another girl?
Yeah,
a girl
Bonnie.
party.
Help us out here with a hot
diddle
lesbian
each
story.
other, something.
I didn't masturbate until I was 18.
Really?
Yeah.
So there wasn't any cool stories. Do your girlfriends tell you stories about that when they're sleepovers?
There was, there was a couple of stories about, a girl got fingered.
Fingered, yeah, that was a biggie. That was the big move.
It sounded horrible.
It did?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Little 15-year-old digging in there like he's trying to pull out a booger out of his nose. Yeah, she's digging his shit, so I fingered her. She was digging it. Yeah, she's wincing.
Let's say hi to...
Guys know nothing back then.
Let's say hi to Jeff in Jersey.
I tried to eat a pussy, and she didn't even, she couldn't get past the first bite. Fucking bitch.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Why is there any question if Vos is gay? Didn't you used to suck dick for drugs?
No, that was all bullshit. I never sucked a dick for drugs. I tell a story about, whatever the joke was.
Yeah.
And these people, he sucked dick.
They'll pick up on it.
I know. Listen, I've done some wild things for drugs. I'd rob, I'd steal, I'd connive, but I never sucked a cock. Because I know if I would have got money doing that, I'd be, doing it, whatever. But I know I never, sucked
You'd be good at it, right?
It's got to be embarrassing if you're gay and you're real good, or not gay and you're really good at sucking dick. That's got to be embarrassing.
Just a prodigy.
Ouch.
What do you mean by private? Oh.
Like Ray Charles.
Well, I mean, what do you want to do here? The phones have exploded. Everyone wants to admit that they jerked off with their pals. Nick in New York, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, fellas? Actually, there was a group of friends, and one of the guys came up with the idea of doing a circle jerk, and we were like, nah, man, forget that, and we all got weirded out. And now, the funny ending to the story is that about 5 years later, I ran into the guy, and he turned out to be gay, man. I'm talking about Liberace gay.
Oh, yeah?
Liberace.
What, dead from AIDS?
No.
That's Liberace gay.
That's true. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, punch it out.
We'll take one military story, and then we'll take a break. Brad in Dallas, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey.
When I was stationed in Japan, I was on a ship in the Navy.
Oh, boy.
And the first girl that we got stationed that was sent to our ship, her first job was to clean the bathroom we used to all beat off in. And
God damn.
Lucky her.
But we used to, beat it off and throw it on the walls and shit. So she goes up there and she cleans all the stall walls. And she hangs this, thick cardboard paper on the walls that we used to use to, lay on the floor whenever we were painting or whatever. She lines the walls with this shit so that when she has to clean it again, she'll just rip the paper off the wall. So we get the idea that from now on, when we beat on the wall, we're going to throw it on there and autograph the shit.
Like a fucking monkey cage.
Oh, that's great.
You gotta put papers on it.
That's great. I was gonna move on, Ant, but Tin Man. Tin Man.
How do you do that?
Yeah, say what you have to say, Tin Man.
Weirdest shit I ever fucked was a lampshade.
You had sex with a lampshade?
Is that your first time with a Jew?
You're looking for something to stick it in, and The top of the lampshade where it sits on the light bulb. It's like...
Oh, God, it's awesome. Wow.
I'm hearing you, sir. Go ahead.
I have no idea how he does this.
Well, you know the metal part that hangs on the actual light bulb?
Right.
Is that what you were having fun with?
Yeah.
How would you have sex with that?
Well, you lubricate it with Vaseline, and, you make sure you have a condom on. So
Isn't it metal?
Yeah.
But he's got the condom, and he lubricates it really
I
really
could
good.
find 10 other things around the house that I'd rather fuck than a lampshade metal bracket.
I didn't have many options.
You know, many options.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right.
Hey, Vos, you play the video games or what?
No, why?
You still not into video games?
I play Scrabble online, and I play video
Online
golf.
Scrabble.
No, not
I
online.
bet that needs a real heavy-duty graphics card.
No, video golf.
3D
Video golf.
Scrabble.
Video golf?
Yeah.
All right.
It's an old one, PGA 2000.
I play Hot Shots 4, which is a fun game.
2000?
Yeah, it's
You
like
play
5
on
years
that?
old.
Draw your own characters.
I play Circle Jerk.
Oh,
wow. Very good.
Gamefly.com.
Yeah, we love the Gamefly.com.
That's where you get your games. And it's one of those great things. You could go there, get a game, check it out. You don't like it, you send it back. That's what they do. You like it, you click Keep It in your game queue, and you get the mint condition box and a manual delivered to you, all at a great member discount. That's right, they let you keep 2 games at once, and you keep as long as you want without any late fees. Go to gamefly.com/XM, get signed up now. It's only $21.95 a month. You can start with a free 2-week trial, no commitments, cancel anytime. Start playing all the latest releases, all those games you've been wanting to play. And gamefly.com, you find over 2,500 titles to choose from for all those platforms, Xbox, PS2, GameCube, the new PSP. 2 games at a time, no shipping charges either way. Keep the games as long as you want with no late fees.
Just obviously a great way to try out a lot of games. I mean, because these games they're expensive now, man.
They certainly are.
Ridiculous. It's Gamefly.com. That's Gamefly.com. Jerking an army, first one done. Had to what? Had to what?
Army.
Had to do dishes. What? Anthony.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey.
Hey, we met a bunch of guys, man, when we was in the military. I had 4 roommates. We used to get together and put pillows up and block ourselves off. The first one done beating off had to do the dishes.
First one done?
Well, wouldn't you just go really slow?
You wanted to prolong it?
Yeah, the good guy, the guy that can prolong it.
Yeah, wouldn't it be, the last one done?
First one, man.
The jerk-off session would take 30 seconds.
Yeah, we're getting a bunch of these. Rob from Jersey, I used to bang my couch while looking at pictures of the 1996 girls gymnastics team.
Ew, who was on that team?
I don't know what's weirder.
1996.
Wasn't that the one with Carrie Strug? Was that the Carrie Strug year?
And it's Dominique something.
Dawn.
Yeah,
Dawn
yeah.
or whatever. Dawn's.
Wait, that's
perverse.
gay. No,
That's really perverse.
no, it's gay to know the gymnastics team from '90s.
Why?
To know any?
Should I know the weightlifters or ring guys?
Yeah, Voss, we like girls.
You know the girls?
Oh, you're right. That's not gay. You're
perky
right.
girls.
No, I mean the gay.
Sorry, we don't know the Greco wrestling team.
Kim's Mescal. Yeah,
Mescal.
that was her.
See?
That year she was in that one.
Yeah.
This guy used to cut a slit in liver or steak
Oh, God.
and have sex with it.
Gross. And then fry it up and eat it.
You marinate your own steak. What the hell?
This guy had sex with an entire
I didn't know
deli
what blue
ham.
cheese on my steak.
He bored a hole in it and pounded away in the walk-in refrigerator at a deli I worked at. Not sure if it ever got used because I got fired that night.
Oh, God.
All right, Anthony, one more phone call.
It's been pointed out that there is no irony at all in the fact that Voss plays Scrabble. Are you good at it?
4-letter word.
He plays expert.
I play. No, not expert. I play advanced. You play expert. I play advanced.
Online?
No, against the computer, against me.
Oh, okay. I was playing chess online until I found out I was like beating like 10-year-old kids. I felt guilty on so many levels. I'm like, what am I doing conversing with a 10-year-old online? First of all,
you want to jerk off after this game?
I know.
Compare sizes.
Yeah, compare sizes.
I'm having a slumber party tonight.
I started getting back into chess really fast, so I was playing online, and I'm just kicking ass left and right. And finally, and I'm thinking I'm just playing people around my age, and all of a sudden someone decides to converse with me. He's like, "Wow, you're pretty good. How old are you?" I'm 8. And I'm like, I couldn't cop to like my real age. I'm like, oh, I'm 15.
That's what I do with checkers.
And that's too old.
I know that was too old.
That's what I do playing checkers, against people. You want to play again? No, the babysitter said lights out.
And it's bad that you're now lying about your age and conversing with him, because if it's a cop, it's okay, here's a guy now lying about his age.
I know. I was done at that point when I found out they were 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds. I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
There's just something very wrong about this, even though it's an innocent game of chess. Darren in New York, what's up?
Starts that way, and then someone's got a bishop up their ass.
Hey, what's going on, Owen? How we doing?
We're having a good time today. It's
Yo, I just, before I even get into my story, I just want to let you guys know, man, I'm so happy to hear you guys again on the radio. I was so depressed when you guys were on.
I got to tell you something really fast, Darren. I'm reading the email every day, and it seems like just only recently a lot of our old fans are really starting to, find us and get the XM. It's really strange.
Listen, I went out and bought a brand new car just to get XM put in it so that I can listen to you guys.
Thank you, Darren.
I went out and bought one of those, the Delphi ones, and I tried putting it in my car, and I would get intermittent service, so I had to get rid of it, and then I got you guys online. I found out that I could get you guys online, so
cool.
I used to listen to you at work.
All right.
And now I said, something, I have to get an XM car. I got to get a car with XM so I can listen to you.
All right, Darren.
All right, get into my story. Now, the guy, whoever answered the phone, he doesn't believe me, but what I used to do when I was younger, much younger, I used to use my grandfather's sander, an electronic sander. And I would, throw my dick kind of like down in between my legs and put the sander there, and it gives you a sensation. Gives you a real nice sensation.
Like a belt sander or a vibrating like?
A vibrating sander.
All right, I've seen these kind of sanders. They're like circular.
No, they go back and forth. They go like that. They
I've seen the ones that kind of go in a circle. They're round and go in a circle, or the square ones that kind of go forward and back.
Exactly. I found out by accident. One day I was on my bike and I had a sander, and it was on, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, shit, what the hell is that? And I said, hey, wait a minute, that feels kind of good. And I tried it, and I tell you, for a couple of years, I used to sneak down in the basement when everyone was asleep. But everyone was asleep.
You just brought back a memory. I used to rock the weed whacker.
What?
Oh, yeah, man. I used to rock the weed whacker.
What?
The vibrations that came off that thing? My parents couldn't understand why I wanted
That's
to
dangerous.
weed whack around the house like once a week.
What, would you put it on, like would you push it against the handle?
Yeah, the whole thing would just...
All right.
No, not...
I thought you had
no.
You got to explain. It's like putting a weed whacker near you.
I'm punching out, but once again, man, it's great to hear you guys on the radio.
Wait, what XM?
Thank you.
What did he say? He has a MiFi or the...
No, I think he was talking he had some problems with the Delphi, maybe?
Oh, because
I have a Delphi in my car, and I've never had a problem, but...
Well, XM promised me a MiFi for months. These motherfuckers. First of all, last time I was here, the guy was going to give me one for free, the guy that was here, and XM, no, don't worry, we're going to get you one with service. Since you've been on, I've been saying that. After I put out who knows how much money for hotels, and these cheap cocksuckers can't get me one goddamn radio from...
Get him a MiFi.
Ben, get him a MiFi. I know Ben's been working on that for you. So.
But then, the end of this month, the end of that month.
You know what I've been doing with my MiFi? It's recording right now. Ethel?
Yeah.
I'll record it for 5 hours or whatever. And then I just decide what songs I want to listen to.
That's how it works.
That's the new
you
thing I do.
You make your own playlist.
Because when you're recording any of these channels, it tells you exactly, all the songs are recorded, and you can just jump to whatever song you want to listen to.
That's great.
That's the latest thing I've been doing with the MiFi. I go everywhere with it now.
Yeah.
Everywhere. All right, we got Bonnie in studio and Rich.
Oh, please.
Bonnie and Rich. The Bonnie and Rich show today. And Otto. Sorry, Otto. Otto and George coming in next to join the party, by the way. And also Tyson Walter from the Dallas Cowboys.
Wait.
Huh? All right, we'll step aside. Hit that, Dirk.
For to listen to Opie and Anthony is more good than to work in the fruit roll-up factory, making a fruit roll-up.
When I was in Russia, we work and make things that's so much better than your American.
Because what do you? Let me just. Well, you already know, but
you don't want to work. Work good for you,
right?
Why you don't want to work?
I was farting so bad, and it stunk so bad.
You fat American,
right?
Russia is so much better than you, my friend.
I think that would be something that maybe people should need to know.
Okay, back to work.
All right, we're moving on, so save your jerk-off stories for another Opie and Anthony program.
Of course.
Bonnie's showing us all up. She's actually opening up the New York Times, Anthony. We get all the newspapers for our show every morning. The Daily News, the New York Post, Newsday, USA Today, and the New York Times, which is never, ever, ever opened up.
Look at all those
words. That's I knew there was going to be no jizz on it. So I took it.
Yeah. We use the New York Times to cover up all the windows and stuff when we have naked women in here because there are people that we work with that don't want to see that type of thing.
Too many words.
Even though we work with all guys, that's what we don't get. But
words suck, right, Vos?
They're overrated.
Overrated.
You know how when everyone was calling in and saying, like, this guy jerked off me, now he's gay? You know, that's what Rich's friends are saying about him.
Yeah, remember that guy?
My friends have suitcases of dildos, have black men pee on them, and they're going to call me gay.
Yeah. Rich is booming now through that mic, if you've noticed.
Oh.
Well, Eric
we were in Amsterdam last week.
Eric decided he knew best, Anthony, and he
Really?
turned it up when I had a level I liked.
Good job, Eric.
We were in Amsterdam last week.
Yeah.
And everybody rides bikes in Amsterdam. That's all they do is ride bikes. So last night, Bonnie and I decided to take our bikes to the gym. We're European all of a sudden. We're riding to the... I'm trying to smoke on the bike. The wind keeps blowing out.
You did smoke on the bike.
Bonnie, are you going to make him, quit smoking if he's going to be a father again?
Yeah, he's quitting.
He's going to quit, right?
Yeah, I'm going to quit.
How are you going to do it?
I'll probably do.
I've been on vacation with Vos. This guy, I mean, I don't have to tell Bonnie, man. I've never seen anyone smoke more in my life.
We shared a room.
He wakes up in the middle of the night because he has to smoke.
Yeah,
you don't get a good night's sleep because you have to wake up eventually to have a few cigarettes during the night, right?
I keep, next to my bed, I keep Diet Pepsi, cookies, and cigarettes. I keep caffeine, sugar, and nicotine. I might as well just put every bill I owe, and just because I can't sleep, so I wake up and I go downstairs on the computer.
Vaseline, friends' phone numbers.
But
you know how all of us pretty much wake up during the night, right?
Yeah.
He wakes up, he goes right for a cigarette. Every single time.
Every 3 hours. But I don't smoke in my room anymore because I burnt, like in my old house, I had like 30 burn marks on the floor because I used to fall asleep with cigarettes.
Oh, that's good. You're that guy?
I burnt a house once.
You're playing that game.
You did?
I burnt the living room, and I fell asleep. And I burnt the living room. But the living room was on fire. And I threw got my golf clubs out. And then one time I went in the kitchen and I fell asleep. Like I started cooking, but I fell asleep, and then I was frying something, and the whole house went up though.
But this is after drugs and alcohol?
No, this is during drugs.
Oh.
It's usually during drugs or alcohol that you do that old. Well, I'm kind of hungry. It's 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna make something. You turn on the oven or put the stovetop. You put something on. You're asleep. You wake up to just a smoke-filled house.
Happened to me in Rochester, New York.
It's happened to everybody.
My buddy decided to cook bacon at 3 in the morning and fell asleep on the couch.
Yeah, but at least bacon doesn't make that much smoke.
Yeah.
Burning bacon, oil.
The whole house was completely engulfed in smoke.
Well, this one, the house burnt to the ground almost. It wasn't smoke. It was flames.
It was the real deal. Flames everywhere.
But I mean... whatever. I'm going to quit smoking. It's my only last addiction is smoking.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get Otto and George to join the party here. Otto and George. Want to explain Otto and George to the new listeners, Anthony? I mean the faithful listeners of the program.
Filthy ventriloquist.
Exactly. Otto and George the puppet in his New York Yankee outfit.
I got my cup of coffee because I suck in the morning. A shot in a beer, you fucking hold on. Let me get these on first.
Got to talk to George there.
There you go.
Thank you. How you doing? Hi, Rich.
Very good.
How are you, Bonnie?
That's Bonnie. Yeah, you know
Anthony,
everyone.
Otto, what's up, man?
I was just about to explain your DVD, Otto.
Yeah.
Classic Moments, Volume 1, Otto and George. I've been waiting for something like this to come out.
Everything's on there but me making big money.
You got our first appearance, your first appearance on our show.
Yeah.
And also he did the Joe Franklin show.
Yes, my friends.
That's on there.
My friends.
Wow.
Martin Paints, my friend.
Your Morton Downey Jr. appearance.
Dead.
Yes,
very dead.
Long dead.
Very dead.
Playboy Channel. Howard Stern, you cover it all. Your whole
all right,
career.
Let's get out of
this.
here. There's a lot of pussy outside. I got to talk to these pasty fucks. Your radio fucks.
What's wrong with you, George?
He's all right.
He's all right? Okay.
Hey, is that a true story about the Puerto Rican stabbing the dummy?
Yeah, that happened. Central Park. Stabbed the puppet.
And then without...
Didn't like what he was saying?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, probably.
Must have been something about Puerto Ricans, though, I would gather.
I don't think I was that rough on him.
Really?
He was hallucinating or something, yeah.
You remember the joke you told that got this guy so pissed he ran on stage
George
with a knife?
probably said, "You're ugly," and then I said, "Tell him you're sorry," and he said, "I'm sorry, you're ugly." It was very light and tame for those days.
Right.
A nigga! No, I'm sorry. Okay.
Jesus, George.
After he stabbed you without missing a beat, then the dummy go, "The spick stabbed me?"
Yeah.
He stabbed the puppet. He was so pissed off.
That's something.
The illusion is intact.
But it didn't hurt him. That's nice.
No, I got a scar here on this knuckle here.
Through.
Oh, it went right through to where it hit you.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got a scar. I got battle scars.
That's pretty cool.
So, George, did you see the new Honeymooners movie? Fuck Cedric the Circus Ape. That fucking reject from a Samsonite commercial. A fucking monkey with a SAG card died. Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God.
The puppet, I guess, did not like the Honeymooners.
Wow. What is that bullshit?
It did horrible at the box office, and we couldn't be happier.
What the fuck is this guy?
That's relax.
Chugging coffee in the waiting room. You got this fuck on the air. All right. It's a football player. Be nice. This guy can put a buffalo in a headlock. I ain't scared of you. I'll fucking hit you with the D train.
That's Tyson Walter, George. He plays for the Dallas Cowboys.
Nice to meet you.
Who gives a shit?
Dallas Cowboys.
The puppet is surly this morning.
He is very surly.
Oh, by the way, Rich was talking about your TV appearance, and you were billed as your first and last name.
Yeah,
You're
Greg
right.
Hughes
It should be Opie and Anthony.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
Yeah, we did notice that.
Well, now that you did
but we
Bravo.
didn't do it.
Well, now you did Bravo. Do you think maybe you could do like the best in the 90s on VH1 or one of those?
We did that already.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well,
Dick.
you guys. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it
Jesus.
was weird because you guys were doing like you loved like female.
Well, we
we're just
female here.
We're awful hacks.
When are you
really
doing
are.
Xena, you thought was pretty cool.
When are you doing this Grapple Network?
We
Yeah.
I had no business being on that show.
It is really awful.
Like when they ask you to do it,
They
you're
talk
like, yeah,
in-
we like.
No,
female.
it's like it always goes with people talking us into shit. They're like, oh, this will be really good, to get the name out there and the station you're on. Not a lot of people know you're on XM at this point. It'll be nice to get the...
And they always say, you're going to find a new audience.
Yeah,
You're gonna find a new
great.
audience.
And then we go, okay, we'll do it. And we get there and go, oh, this is just going to be bad. Okay, tell us something about a superhero girl that you think... I don't know any of this shit. Well,
Yeah.
Fake it.
You look
gotta
squeezed
fake it.
in there, too. Like
they
had
pop
to
it.
squeeze you together.
We're together so tight, and they go, could you guys get a little closer? We're trying to get you in frame.
Never said anything.
That's how it
You
starts.
just-
That's how it starts, and then we're jerking off each other.
Anthony and I have been doing radio over 10 years. We've barely touched each other.
We
barely.
hate getting close to
I think
each
we
other.
give each other, I was going to say, a fist every once in a while.
A little lard.
Right? A little lard and a little glove.
fist.
Right, sure. Who's looking? I said a lot, but I had nothing to say about superheroes. I was goofing on everything else, and obviously that's not what the show is about.
I
don't know that
to
crap.
know a little bit about a little bit of everything, and of course I could just bullshit my way through those things, but... And then you watch back and you're like, okay, this was a great move. Yeah, great career move. Fucking beautiful.
You could fly, like right in here, this is you know, this is where you're supposed to be. You could fly through the channels and just fly right past you two guys and go, DJs.
Right, exactly, right? I know. DJs, yeah, no shit.
Gee,
thanks,
Rich, as we're trying to get away from the...
At least they got jobs, though. I see people on those shows, like the 90s shows and stuff, it's like, this person doesn't even fucking work.
Well, we
that's
had a
their
meeting
job.
with Comedy Central, and and the person at Comedy Central that's in charge, one of the people that's in charge of our pilot, one day I'm flipping through in Comedy Central.
No.
It was like some dumb, stand-up show. Like I can't remember what it was.
Sit down, stand up.
Where they have like 5 different
Lounge
comics
lizards.
on or whatever. Yeah. And the executive is doing stand-up
Oh, shit.
on the show.
Kind of takes away from his executiveness.
Yeah. No, it was a chick.
Hey, Anthony,
See, I said his, instantly thinking the executive's got to be the man.
Of course.
No, on TV
That's
they're
how
all
we think on
ladies.
the
Go
show.
get some coffee for the men.
Anthony, I got some examples of our appearance on Bravo. We might,
you do?
We might as well let these guys smash us today.
Oh, here we
This
go.
is something we've been avoiding. Like, we knew we were on this show, and everyone's like, hey, when are you guys going to talk about your appearance on
Never.
Bravo? And we make believe we don't read the email or the instant feedback or the phone calls coming in.
I was on the toilet. You're still on Bravo.
I forgot until I was in bed on a Sunday night, and I just turned on the TV real fast. I'm like, oh, that's right, we
What
did that
words
like 6
of
months
wisdom
ago.
that people cannot possibly live without did we spew out on this show?
Here's Anthony talking about Blade.
Blade also reflected
Wow, my
a
voice is
classic
deep.
Marvel Comics archetype, the anti-hero, whose special powers are also a curse.
He doesn't quite belong to either the humans or the vampires, so he's in constant battle with each of them, plus internally in himself. That adds a lot to the storyline. And it's cool, and it gives him a lot of people to kick ass.
Did you hear me in that clip? I went,
what the fuck did he say?
During every pause, did you go, I'm not saying anything funny right here?
Yeah.
You just kept pausing.
This is it. Nothing funny going on. Nothing funny.
My job, which was pointed out by the listeners, was to look at Anthony lovingly through
Yeah.
the
I said, Opie just turned and was looking lovingly.
and nodding.
Nodding.
I had the look of love in my eye that the asshole listeners told me.
And when you're doing those shows, too, no matter what you say, they're always sitting there going, great, funny stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's great.
It's great.
Clever little sound bites are nice, but nothing's better than cracking somebody's spine in half, right there, Dallas? Fucking sadist.
George, you're nuts, man. He's 5 times your size.
On his coffee.
Yeah.
He is very big, George.
Yeah.
Got to pick on him. Whatever.
All right, well, here's Ant on Princess Leia.
Oh,
maybe I get a word in this time.
Okay, let's listen for what Opie has
First
to
clip,
say.
I heard the start of
It was every young boy's fantasy to see Princess Leia in a little slinky leather thing and chains. She got her justice for Jabba the Hutt degrading her like that. That was cool. Good to watch.
I know a little too much about that shit.
That was your own personal anger coming out.
Yeah.
She got what was due.
Yeah. Jabba the Hutt got it. Good for him.
Yeah, I don't know, but if you know about the time where I put money in the bank.
I am quite a faggot. Jesus Christ.
While others were circle jerking.
Yeah, exactly.
We
would
Princess
get
Leia.
together and jack off to Star Wars movies.
Otto, did you like Princess Leia? George, anyone? No?
She wasn't hot at all.
No?
I never cared for the Star Wars movies, really.
Yeah?
No.
Nah.
Have you seen the new one? The new one's pretty cool.
I think Lucas is doing fine without your $9.
Right, right, I know. I'd like to see him do another American Graffiti, just do something
Yeah,
about
something
people,
different. Something good. Right, about real people.
Yeah.
Guy's got
$9.
nothing.
Well, this clip says O and A on Princess Leia, so I might get a little time here.
There was more to say, huh?
She's the only character in Star Wars who hits every target she shoots at. There's a little Star Wars nerdy trivia for you.
Kind of bitchy,
Great
though.
hairdo.
What? Kind of bitchy. Snotty.
Talking about Jimmy.
Kind of bitchy. There
Were you
you
talking
go.
about Princess Leia or Jimmy Norton? Did you call her a fuckface?
Kind of bitchy. All right. There you go.
Kind of bitchy.
That's what I give everybody.
That's Opie's contribution.
Well, we
kind
better
of
run out
bitchy.
and get XM after this appearance. Well, they're probably lining up at satellite. Did you see
running
it?
out of
Hey,
equipment.
Who are those two guys who are on Bravo? They were kind of bitchy.
Lining up around the block at the Best Buy.
We suck.
All right, well, here's O and A on Xena.
I think as a teenager, you had the fantasy of a woman that knew what she was doing, would take charge, and Xena definitely filled that bill. Had her little Amazon woman scream, whatever that was. Kind of scary.
You ended everything with kind of cool, kind of scary.
Kind of cool, kind of gay. I suck.
Kind of neat.
Oh, is that awful? God, kind of awful. Kind of cool. Yeah, you're right. Oh, what a crutch-using ass. And our final clip on.
Oh,
there's another one? Let's hear what I say kinda at the end. Oh, no.
I've walked out of auditions knowing I really stink at this.
Yeah.
I'm really bad. You guys could not have walked out of there going, we killed.
That went really well.
You know what? No, I got it. It was a who cares appearance. We didn't kill, obviously, but we didn't stink. It was who cares.
Like, well, it went.
And the funny thing is, we sat after this radio show for 2.5 hours. Easily, right, Ed?
Yeah.
The whole time with the camera rolling, I'm counting up our time on TV, 40 seconds, 50. That would, a minute 10. We got a minute 10 FaceTime out of 2.5 hours.
What you guys did as radio personalities and as funny guys, Clem the spot welder could have done what you two did.
Right.
They could have went down the hall and said, hey, put your bucket down.
Yeah.
We want you to come in here and talk about Princess Leia. Because these two stiffs have
What does
nothing
a spot
funny to
welder
say.
need a bucket?
Did they give you
No, it's someone else.
information
okay.
about all the people?
In advance?
Not really.
No. It's
Stuff
kind of...
You just had to off the top of your head.
Yeah, jeez.
Well, John brings up a good point on the phones. Go ahead, John.
Fuck John on the phone, asshole.
George. They're our listeners. We love them.
Knock them all, die screaming with a cock in their ass.
Hey, Opie, you were a teenager when Xena was on the air? You keep getting younger and younger. You were a teenager when Angie Dickinson was on the air.
Angie Dickinson.
All right, John. Don't blow my spot.
Yeah, policewoman.
Here's our final clip. This is Anthony talking about Catwoman.
Oh, Catwoman on all fours, a little clawing across the chest, stuff like that. Sure.
That's it?
That's it.
Brilliant.
That was worth wasting 2.5 hours of our day.
Wow.
Hearing that twice is a delicious torture.
The worst.
Well, we finally got to that, huh, Ant?
Oh. And they're going to rerun that forever.
That's it.
I know.
Done.
The Monday that we did the show, everyone's just like calling and emailing, and we're
We'll
just like,
never
oh,
get
that
away
thing.
from that.
No, we're too busy to get to that.
What's going to happen is Norton's going to become a big TV star.
Yeah.
He's going to be sitting around with a bunch of friends at a party or something, and a rerun's going to come on. And they're going to go to Norton. Aren't those the guys you're on the radio? And, I never met them in my life.
Remember those coattails you rode to greatness, and then you jumped off just in time? Well, 6 months from now, Jimmy Norton will not be on this show.
Now, I had a good
prediction.
talk with him the last time I was here when we walked to the car, and he was saying how he hates acting, because I congratulated him on the HBO thing and stuff.
Yeah.
And he said, I hate acting, I love radio, this is where I'm, most comfortable.
When they start throwing huge money at him. He did a great job on Leno last night. It was amazing.
I think he's going to make every effort to be here as often as I really do.
I think so, too.
Really.
I don't know.
Note to self, don't call him a fuckface anymore.
Yeah,
no more on-air arguments with him.
Yeah.
Got to coddle that boy. Little waste.
Nah, he's a loyal friend. He always has been. So he'll do what he can.
Yeah,
Hey, Michael Jackson. Everyone's talking about Michael Jackson today.
Acquitted.
But we said 2 months ago that he would be acquitted. And
let everybody go. Colin Ferguson, let them all out. Kill everybody.
OJ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jack the Ripper.
OJ obviously killed his wife and her gentleman friend there. And you open up the paper today, there he is with two broads on him at some bar, some party. He's still going to, parties, and he's invited to parties. And he's going out with a girl. One of the girls looked exactly like Nicole. Exactly.
Yeah, before or after?
Well, unfortunately, before. Whore.
That's what OJ's like. That's why he was out partying. He's going, wow, fuck, they're not going to talk about me for a month now.
Yeah,
I'm off
the
the
whole
hook.
Michael Jackson thing, yeah.
Michael Jackson is he's gonna have a special on. He's gonna fuck a kid on TV and get away with it. That's gonna be his next special. CBS primetime. Michael Jackson fucks a kid.
He's gonna take it to the next level. He just wants us to.
It's beautiful.
What I don't understand is too, and I watched this trial.
Everything?
One day.
Oh, sorry.
Well, no, is people like, okay, you guys have people flew in from all over, quit their job. I mean, they are fans. They're sitting, I mean,
they're
you
starstruck.
You can't be that much of a fan. Like, they're sitting outside going, you know, we love you. It was his fault. The way he was, whatever. You're like, listen. How can you be that much of a fan? I like golf, like I was saying. I like Tiger Woods. If he gets hit by lightning or goes to prison, I'm an Ernie Els fan. You know what I'm saying?
He'll move on.
Who cares that much to go there every day and sit outside?
Lunatic mental patients. They're all fucked up in the head. None of them are. Yeah. It's not a normal person going, well, I'm just throwing my support behind this gentleman who I feel is innocent. It's always like, I have loved Michael for so many years. It's the flamboyantly gay guys and girls that are too fat and ugly to get any men. That's pretty much all I saw out there.
Did you see Dove Lady?
No, which one's this?
Oh, this was Lunatic Lady. She was releasing
a
dove for every count he was found innocent on.
Oh.
She had a whole cage of friggin' doves.
Isn't it illegal?
You would think it should be.
You can't just release doves.
You can't do that.
He gets put in jail.
We would see Michael out there.
Yeah.
The doves.
Well, you know what? They could release a little boy every once.
A
fucking dove. Let a kid run
away.
Run away.
That's the.
He has just got right now though. He's got carte blanche now. I mean, they brought him up on these charges, acquitted. Twice they tried to get him on this. He paid off a family years ago. They just cannot catch him.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's supposed to be a jury of his peers. Who's his peers? Nobody's like this guy.
Yeah.
You know?
What peers?
Yeah.
You look in there. They have to bring him in from outer space. There's a representative from Jupiter. How do you find Michael Jackson?
You know, right when it was no guilty, 6 feet of dirt flew open and Johnny Cochran's coffin popped up. Get the fuck out of here!
If the coffin fits, you must be dead. Oh, sugar.
We got audio of the Dove Lady. Let's take a listen to this.
Great.
Well, he's such a dear person to me and to lots of his fans. He's so innocent, and it was so sad to see him being taken advantage and being so misunderstood.
You sick zombie cunt!
Shut up! Let's play Guess What Drug She's On.
Jesus.
With that slurring voice.
Innocent. How does she know?
Yeah.
How the hell does she know? And him being acquitted of the charges just means that the prosecution didn't have enough evidence. This motherfucker is so guilty of at least jerking off in a bed like Boss and his friends with young boys.
I jerked off to the footage of Carl Willenda falling to his death in Puerto Rico. Is there anything wrong with that?
That's hot. That was some hot footage.
Hey, did George jerk off to anybody?
Of course not.
Yeah. He's looking around. No, okay.
Here's the thing, too. The kid, I don't know how old the kid was. He's innocent. There's 1,000 people outside applauding. Yay! You got away with fucking this.
Yeah, he got away with it.
This kid has got to walk out of there going. They're all cheering. At my ass reaming. You know what I mean?
The bottom line is he sleeps with children. He's admitted to that. Yeah. I mean, they're applauding this guy.
Don't you think there's a chance that he might be what he says he is, just this guy who has sleepovers?
No.
You don't think there's any chance of that
No
at all?
chance whatsoever.
No. He should be persecuted just for his face.
Yeah.
Why?
If Lawrence Taylor had kids sleeping over, he'd be in prison.
Okay? Anyone else. If you have children sleeping over, there's a problem. Michael Jackson, because he's got this Peter Pan complex, and I didn't have a childhood, so I'm living it now. Stop it.
Yeah.
Why would you have kids around?
Let's go to George in Kansas City.
Fuck George in Kansas City. Shirk off.
George the puppet doesn't like you. George.
Aha.
George, Kansas City? You? Anybody?
Jew hater.
All right, he wants to compliment Bonnie. That's why I wanted to get this on the air today. Likes female point of view with Bonnie.
Oh, maybe we ought to have a woman on the show.
Female.
Chime in every so often and go, oh, guys.
She's not that type of woman,
No,
thank God.
of course not.
That's why we like her.
That's a bit vulgar, fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys done enough of that dumb morning radio where
all
you
over
see
the
the
place.
stupid chick that has to be the buzzkill for everybody.
Oh, they hate him. He walks in, he goes, "Who's the skirt?"
Yeah, and she wants the respect.
And that's what the guys in the studio want to
broadcasters.
say, but they can't because the stupid management, got them all together to do this show.
Oh,
We
horrible.
hate the female co-host. Hate.
What's in the news today? Well, enough.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Chatty talk radio. Let's go on radio and talk.
That's what we're doing, though.
Why didn't the prosecutor say,
Chatty?
say, okay, do you own a monkey?
Yeah.
Do you have a Ferris wheel? Did you buy the bones of the Elephant Man? I rest my case.
Yeah.
That's it.
Guilty.
Guilty.
All right, let's play more from Dove Lady.
Absolutely, absolutely. Unfortunately, when you have fame and money, people do take advantage of you. And on the top of that, when you have a great, good heart, yes, that would be the #1 goal for people to go after.
Huh?
Oh, yes, that's what people want to do. They want to get people with a good heart.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah,
'em.
that's it. Get that good
Go
person.
get him.
Yeah.
Go get him.
What is that vague accent she has?
Yeah, it's something going on there.
The only connection she has with him is she cleaned his hotel room one
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah.
That's the accent of Oxycontin. Let's see.
She almost took one of the doves' heads off. Did you see that?
No.
She's releasing the doves and with every count, and one flies out, and then she's got to shut the lid real quick, because if 2 fly out during one count, she's got to kill herself or something. So she goes to, smash the cage door down, and one of the doves are trying to get out. Its head got stuck. It's great. I was hoping to just see it snap its little dove neck, little dove blood coming out its beak.
That's hilarious. It would ruin her world.
Oh, totally would ruin it. What do I do? 2 doves got out. Gotta kill my son.
If he was guilty and she had to go home with 9 doves, it's like me leaving a gig with all my DVDs back in the suitcase. Oh, Jesus. And now you know what it's like. These DVDs are doves.
This didn't work out.
By the way, Otto and George will be selling their DVD.
Yes.
At your shows, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Well, you got to get a link on a website or something. We could sell you a ton of these things through our website easily.
Okay. Really?
Yeah. Talk to Steve after.
You don't have a website? Oh, over here.
What? Oh,
you don't have a website?
Yeah, I do somewhere.
You
but
do?
I don't. I don't run it myself.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got an electric can opener recently. It goes.
All right. You're getting there. That's cool.
I rest my balls on top of it.
Vibrates. Yeah, people jerking off with appliances.
That's what I did with the weed whacker. It worked fine for me. You could sell a ton of these if you're on a website, Otto.
What makes you think I don't? Oh, on
Even
the website?
more.
Well,
just our faithful listeners all over the country would, that aren't going to go see it because you're not coming to their town would buy this thing.
Really?
Yeah, you got to get to with Steve.
Hey,
we'll
listen,
figure something out.
I got
for you.
that fucking speech too. 4 DVDs.
Yeah.
All right. 4 DVDs. If I would have made a Bravo appearance, I might have made it up to 6.
Oh, yeah. True.
Got more doves in my house.
All right. Speaking of which, we have a couple more clips from Dove Lady.
We all have a child within ourselves, and he really missed his childhood. And in our culture, Middle East, Far East, this is really not abnormal. There's nothing wrong with that.
Middle East.
He perhaps doesn't want to grow
also not
up,
a problem sawing
and that
people's
is what
heads
he
off.
chooses.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. And the way he has always shown his love to people.
The Jew is poisoning the planet.
The problem isn't, and the case wasn't about him having a child within him.
Oh.
It's him within the child. Oh, stop it.
I think this guy Chuck makes a good point. Chuck?
Hey, what's going on?
What's up?
Hey, Michael Jackson's got this whole Peter Pan complex thing going on because he didn't have a childhood as a kid.
Yeah.
How long has his childhood lasted as an adult?
Yeah,
shouldn't his adult childhood be over?
Yeah, I wish my childhood lasted more than 12 years.
Yeah, the guy's 50 years old, for God's sake.
State theater.
Huh?
He needs to get over it and go to the State Theater. Punching out.
State Theater. That's what Jimmy's playing.
You know, there's so many kids that grow up and they do whatever. They're a musician, whatever. They're not raping other kids.
Jerk off with each other in bed.
I missed my childhood. I had a good one.
You did?
No, it was fucking horrible.
Yeah. You had, bad parenting or something?
Well, like divorced parents,
Yeah.
You're just doing shit to get attention. I was fucking shooting...
All his friends were gay.
Playing roulette. in 4th grade, cutting school, stealing money.
My parents were
school.
divorced. I didn't go on a tear like that with drugs and gambling.
I was breastfed with doorknobs. Perfect Peter Lorre. Shut up, asshole. Trying to do Woody. Fuck yourself.
Otto and George hating each other.
Otto and George are fighting a little bit.
Have you ever met a ventriloquist that got along with his dummy?
Very tricky relationship. They really don't like each other, but they depend on each other.
I got a great fucking story with Otto back in the day. Remember when me and Frankie came over your house, Bastille?
Oh, yeah.
Back in
Brighton Beach.
Yeah. This is when I was doing drugs. So I'm on fucking major fucking crack. And Frankie's on heroin. And Otto's just, like, drunk. So he lets us come over his house, right? So we're sitting there just all wired, and we're hungry, and Otto just has like 1 can of beans, and he cooks us beans. And right,
he puked. I remember he was puking.
That was Frankie, because he was on heroin. Yeah. Frankie was on heroin. And then we're sitting there all wired, and Otto would nod out and then pop up and go, "Fuck Messina." Like these are big people in the business. Remember? Fuck Harry Grant.
Yeah. I remember we went to one spot where you were copping crack, and a guy comes out of a doorway and he's firing a gun, and then you go, "Oh, that's my guy," and you walk towards the gunfire. No, it's cool. He knows me. As soon as that clip is empty, he's gonna hook us up. I never saw a guy walk towards the gunfire. It was unlike the fucking Wild Bunch. That's a true story.
That is how important that crack was to him right there.
He was fearless. I'm telling you.
Walk toward the gunfire.
That's my guy.
What a lunatic. What a friggin' lunatic. That's my guy.
Amazing that you lived. It's great.
That's my
hilarious.
guy.
Yeah.
So who was he shooting at? Do you know?
Someone's trying to rip him off or something.
Firing.
He wasn't after me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember we took Keith Barney up there and said my sister lived? I go, well, you're coming from a gig, me, Otto, and this guy Keith, and I go, I got to stop at my sister's house.
Sister's house.
170th.
Yeah.
Well, she's not doing well.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. The Dove Lady. A lot of people are asking these people outside the courthouse if Michael Jackson, should stop sleeping with little boys.
I'm sure he doesn't need anybody's advice. I'm sure that Michael is not going to just go through this ever again. I'm sure he's just going to change his lifestyle and perhaps just stop helping people because it's causing him nothing but pain.
And by helping, I mean fucking little boys in the ass.
Oh, he's going to start killing them.
Oh, there you go.
So
that way they
doesn't
can't
have this
talk.
problem anymore.
I would have loved you years ago, but they've made it. I have to kill you. I got to choke the life out of you.
But you know what gets me? This bitch shows up with beards. Why is she the spokesperson for everybody in Michael Jackson? She's got a fucking cunt with a birdcage.
Circus.
Reverend Al Sharpton got involved with this at the end? They were interviewing him yesterday?
Well, he was supporting Michael during the time he was calling Tommy Mottola a racist. Remember that whole episode?
And the birds were flying out of his hair.
Mottola wasn't he banging, what's her name?
Mariah? Yeah.
Mariah's half black. You can't be a racist and be having sex with black people. It doesn't work.
Yeah, you can. It could be a fetish.
I don't think you're a good racist if you're having sex with the people that you're bad-mouthing.
But you know, I don't know. A lot of those black leaders were doing just that. They had little.
That way it works. No, that way it works. Yeah.
What did I miss?
I'm talking if you're a white guy who can't stand black people, you're not going to be having sex with a black girl.
Yeah, but it's like that whole Mandingo thing. Take it, you fucking...
Yeah?
Yeah, you play slave owner.
Yeah.
Hell up in Harlem. I could have you shot for that.
Well, what do you want to hear? We got Reverend Al Sharpton shows that he was innocent first, or do you want to hear should he stop sleeping with boys?
We're going to hear both of them, so start with Reverend Al.
All right, we'll start with the first clip here from Reverend Al Sharpton.
I think that this is a vindication for people that believe that people are innocent until proven guilty. And I think that there are no winners here. I don't think there's no reason for Michael or those opposing Michael to gloat. There's a lot of pain, a lot of hurt here. Yeah. Children have been dragged into court. Michael's reputation has been damaged severely. But I think the criminal justice system worked this time. I think we can say that this jury despite being inundated by media, despite the fact they were not sequestered, despite the fact there were questionable rulings by the judge, this jury said the evidence wasn't there and they acquitted him. I think this is good for America. And I don't think any of us that went on the line saying that Michael deserved the same right as any citizen are celebrating tonight anything other than the fact that people should have the right to be proven guilty of a crime, even if we disagree with their lifestyle.
What about you?
Michael Rosenbaum.
But you know what? They just didn't have that piece of evidence that could tie everything together, unfortunately.
What, a jizz-stained, hairless ass?
Well,
what does he need? What do you need?
Yeah.
Do I think he's guilty? Of course. Yeah. But everything I read about the case, they just didn't have the DNA evidence or any piece of evidence that really was going to,
Because he's good at this. He knows what he has to do to keep from being prosecuted. Yeah. He has these locked rooms.
He's probably going to get really good gifts for all the jurors. What is that cunt mother going to, throw their way? She has nothing to offer them.
Right.
They're all starstruck in L.A. There's no crime. Murder's not a crime anymore. No. Robert Blake.
Oh,
What's
he got
a
away
crime
with it
out there?
Mm-hmm. That Robert Blake thing's amazing. He's got to just shut his mouth. He got away with murder. Just go away now.
Yeah.
I was getting my gun from the restaurant, and when I came out, she was shot.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
What are the
Not
odds?
guilty.
What are the odds?
I was in the restaurant. I was getting my baseball bat. I came out. She was bludgeoned about the head.
Yeah.
I was getting my knife at the restaurant.
Yeah.
She was stabbed to death. The guy, he's guilty. But, yeah, people get starstruck. I watched him. He was Beretta.
I know.
Not guilty. Not guilty. They have no way to convict these people out there.
But it's also reasonable doubt has become, like, it seems like the more you get DNA and stuff, the more reasonable doubt there becomes.
But also, the defense lawyers are so good at twisting that shit around to make it sound like it's nothing. The prosecution spells it out, but they're morons that go on juries. Come on, let's be real here. People that actually don't try to get out of jury duty are fucking retards. And they're sitting there, and now as a prosecution expert...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
As a prosecution expert, you're supposed to sit there and explain DNA and all kinds of this CSI-type evidence to these people. Yeah. They don't get it.
Yeah, there's 1 in 1 million chance this is not the person.
Yeah,
well,
there's a chance?
There's a doubt.
As you heard him say, there is a chance.
That's absurd.
And relatively speaking, in the context of the universe, it's a huge chance. What?
And Sergeant says justice was served. What if he was guilty? Would he? They jump on the bandwagon every time.
Yeah. Then it would have been, a grave injustice has been delivered to our brother Michael, who is still black under his fingernails.
Yeah, black people were probably upset that they couldn't, rise up and raid stores.
Oh, loot. A little rioting.
Yeah. Wow. We don't get a TV.
Yeah, right? Can't we just riot a little bit? I'm kind of outraged a little at something. Can I riot and then give you my outrage reason later?
Yeah.
I want kind of a riot layaway plan where I get the merchandise now.
San Antonio beat Detroit. Let's riot.
Yeah, let's riot.
Live in L.A.
More from Reverend Al Sharpton. Should he stop sleeping with boys?
I think that Michael now can have time to reflect and think a lot of deliberate moves as he goes forward. The question is, Jeffrey, that whether or not it was a crime for him to say that. Whatever my feelings, I talk to Michael. I've been to Neverland, and I've had advice for Michael, pro and con. The issue here was not my advice as a minister or even as a man. The issue here was whether he committed a crime. That should be proven. Otherwise, it would set a precedent that anyone can make an accusation against any public figure.
Fried chicken and watermelon.
In jail or convicted just based on media hysteria rather than hard evidence. That was frightening to me about the condition of this trial.
Soon I'm going up to heaven on the big riverboat.
George. Otto, looks like George doesn't like people of color.
George, you are a racist,
Nice
George.
sugar.
That will not be tolerated.
Gentlemen.
George, my God. I think you're living in the 1800s.
Yeah. What's wrong with you?
Must have been carved from an old tree.
Yeah.
That's gotta be it. An old riverboat.
ruining everything.
Oh, very good.
It's like my Pepe told me.
I don't know. Do you want to hear from the DA or the jury foreman?
Are they going to convict him?
Various
No.
jurors. One of them. Well, this might be interesting.
Is there going to be a federal case next, or it's going to go
yeah,
on and
well,
on
they're
and
going to
on?
do something where his civil rights. Usually, they go to a civil rights thing.
Yeah.
If you lose the criminal case, you violated their civil rights.
Yeah.
Well, won't they sue a civil lawsuit? Like that's what happened.
Yeah,
to
you could have the
OJ.
civil thing. Yeah, OJ was acquitted of killing her, but
they cleaned him out.
Yeah, they said that. Oh, they didn't clean him out though.
They didn't.
They can't take any money out of his football pension,
'Cause
which
he's
is
in
all he's
Florida,
living
right?
on. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
all-
Florida law.
And that's all he needs.
So he lives on that. He doesn't work. He goes out, hangs out with friggin' sluts at parties all night.
God, it's a sick world.
Yeah,
It really is.
But they took his Heisman Trophy. Can you imagine having that around the house? His Heisman.
Like he cares. Like he even cares. He got away with murder.
But they couldn't take his money out of his bank account or
No, they
or
could.
his assets.
They could. I don't think he had anything really at that point. I think he had it all. You know.
Yeah, his lawyers took everything
spent on
in the first
legal
case.
fees.
Yeah,
And then
what was left?
And then he gets what he gets from a pension. He's got a huge pension that comes in that they can't touch, and that's it. So he lives his life. He screws broads. Now though he's like old. You don't realize how long ago that whole case was.
Yeah.
It's old OJ, and he can barely walk anymore.
Yeah.
So I guess these girls feel safe. He'd be chasing him with a knife and just kind of limping along, all in slow motion. Screw you, OJ. Be fun to watch.
All right, we got what kind of mother lets her son sleep with men? One of the jurors.
As a parent, it's something that you are constantly, every moment of your day, you're protective over what happens to your children. And I guess I might be speaking maybe for myself and a few others, jurors, that, what mother in her right mind would allow that to happen, or just freely volunteer your child, to sleep with someone, and not just so much Michael Jackson, but any person for that matter. So that's something, that mothers, I think, are naturally concerned with.
I'm glad they do. Me and Opie wouldn't have girlfriends if that was the case.
But the mother wasn't. Wow. The mother
Wow.
wasn't on trial. She's saying the mother. That's what this fucking
Right.
story.
They
The mother was
twisted
not
it all
on
around.
fucking trial.
Mm-hmm.
The okay, so the mother's wrong. The
Yeah.
mother's wrong.
Yeah.
It depends how you look at it.
Yeah, what's
But-
the worst sin, right?
But that's diverting attention to what Michael
The
Jackson
truth of the matter
did.
is the mother could have sent the kid there with every intention on extorting money from Michael Jackson. Hey, I'm going to send him there. Michael Jackson's going to sleep with him. I'm going to extort money out of him. It doesn't matter what her motives were. Try her for something else. The bottom line is he was with the son doing things he shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah, and that's the jury's
And if she
mindset.
tries to spin a buck out of it, that's her sick problem.
Yeah.
It doesn't make him innocent.
You notice how I pointed that out? Just
I
now?
noticed
That's
that,
pretty
Rick.
smart.
Very smart.
But it is interesting that all in the papers and everything, they didn't like the mother. That is
No.
really what
No.
it comes down
You
to.
see the
jury.
feisty 79-year-old woman?
Don't snap your
Don't. I was thinking, don't snap your fingers at me, lady.
Yeah.
Oh, stop it. Break a hip.
I know. For that kind of money, I'm sending my two daughters over in bikinis with fucking roofies. Put it in his drink. Turn on the tape recorder.
Wow. They're all cunts, including my mother and a Virgin Mary.
Wow, George.
Why?
Oh, are you inappropriate today,
Terrible.
George? God, he is surly.
You're taking this freedom a little too far there, this satellite radio, where you could say anything.
My goodness, his cheeks are very
Potty
rosy
mouth.
today. Potty mouth.
Yeah. Did Cedric play a good Ralph Cramden? I didn't see the
I didn't
movie.
see it. I just was angry that they even made it.
I know.
Come on.
Oh,
I wouldn't
wasn't.
even want to see Gleason and Carney do a feature film. It was a great
No.
black and white TV
Yep.
show. It was a work of art. Leave it alone.
Otto,
Yeah.
we're so with you. We were enraged when we
just
first heard
obscene.
about it, and then to find out they barely it shouldn't be called The Honeymooners at all because it had nothing to do really with the TV show.
Yeah, at all.
Did you see the later ones they made in the 60s with, I
With
think,
the
Meredith
singing?
McRae?
Yeah, they're singing. Yeah,
They're
no good.
singing, and it was in color, and
Yeah.
it was, awful, like cringe. You
Yeah.
can't even watch Gleason in this.
I don't like seeing great clowns get old. Like the
Yep.
later like Marx Brothers movies. I want to see them
No.
at that time when they were at
Three
their height.
Stooges when they're all gray.
Yeah.
And they just look It looks dangerous for them to be hitting each other.
Yeah.
with their graham cracker hips.
Well, everything is stolen. Kojak. Kojak. Look, if Ving Rhames is a great actor, he doesn't have to. He sucks on a lollipop. That's going to sell the show.
It's
just
nothing
make him a
to do with Kojak, right?
He's
got a shaved head and he sucks on lollipops.
He doesn't even have a lollipop on the new show, does he?
I saw one episode where he had a lollipop.
Yeah.
I don't know if he had him in any of the other ones. I can't testify to that.
It's an original thought in Hollywood. But not only that, they're taking all the white classics and throwing the colors in them.
The colors?
I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be a racist. I'm not,
Shouldn't you be on a fire hose somewhere releasing German Shepherds? Colors?
Let's say hi to Matt on Long Island. Matt, what's up?
Hello?
Hey, Matt, go ahead.
How you doing? I got a problem with you guys here. The guys always say women comedians are not funny, but here, Bonnie's in there, you guys are hooting and hollering like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, but they're telling me what to say.
She could be funny sitting here to Mike. I'm just saying women their acts aren't funny.
Promote that women aren't funny?
All the time.
We're
comics.
So do you.
You're not intimidated.
It's awful.
You're not very smart.
No.
We say very rarely they're funny, and Bonnie is one that is indeed funny.
Yeah, we've acknowledged that Bonnie's very funny. We have.
In there, and you guys just twisted
Holy
it all
crap.
around there.
Oh, these callers gotta fucking die. They just.
I like this
they're
one.
so full of hate.
This one.
Yeah, they are.
I know they don't.
They're looking for any excuse to turn on us.
Matt,
is what they're doing.
Here's the reality. You gotta do your own math. If we didn't think Bonnie was funny, she wouldn't be on a mic
That's
right
good.
now.
You know what? She probably would have lasted about 2 minutes. He would have hustled her right out of there.
She would have stayed on that couch over there, like yelling from the background.
She's topless.
That's right.
Very good, Bonnie. See, she's funny.
Yeah, she shows us her boobs from time to time too. I mean,
hey,
I know what I gotta do.
All right, you guys are great. I'm punching out.
She shows more skin than the average stripper that comes in here.
Yeah.
Stupid
stripper.
And she's
a player.
She's a
Joe
team
Conti.
player.
And more Bush.
Yeah, Otto, did you hear about that? We had
Joe Conti, brings a stripper and doesn't strip.
There he is, right out there. That's his punishment. We don't even allow him in today.
Isn't that great? Strippers that don't strip. Yeah, all their other talents will cover for the fact that they're nude.
Just
morons come in here.
Yeah.
Morons with tits that they're not showing.
He brought strippers in that would do nothing.
Oh.
Like,
Strippers
why are you
with
here
a steam.
They whine.
Right.
You could beg regular girls to take their clothes off and be denied and feel like a piece of shit afterwards. I don't want a stripper to come in and have to sit there and have them roll their eyes. They looked at each other. We were like, hey, why don't you take your tops off? And they looked at each other, the two strippers, and they roll their eyes like, oh, no, we don't want to do that. Why the fuck are you in here then? Why? Bring out the scrolls with the cure for AIDS on it.
Yeah. Do as I command you.
I thought you meant furniture strip. Who, this guy? What's his name?
Yeah.
Okay, look how skinny this guy and how fat. They should be on an island in a Bugs Bunny cartoon, these two. We're gonna have a rabbit. It's like the number 10 sitting out there. Who is that guy right there, the skinny guy?
You didn't just do the number 10 joke, did you?
I stopped it because the other one was so funny.
You should have stopped at the other one. You killed with that, and then you went with the hack joke.
Didn't Martling do that on Star Search in like '86, and they were goofing on him for using that joke? Like then?
Can't let this slide. You did really well, and then you had to go with he looked like the number 10.
Here comes the vultures calling in. Fuck him, he stinks. Motherfucker. Why do you get that slobbering bucktooth on there? What has he done in his career?
Already.
Talk for money.
The Gregster, North Carolina. Voss, be funny just once. Please, just once.
At least 15 times today, but I fuck this internet.
Stop looking at the internet.
No, listen to me.
You don't like it, I know.
They're out of their mind. They come see me in clubs. I'm doing 2 hours. I say, well, we love them in clubs. You know what? Go fuck yourselves.
Yeah.
Buy the T-shirt. Voss sucks.
Strap her to the table.
Yeah, he's so bummed that he has a T-shirt out now that reads Voss sucks.
That's how bummed you are. That's what they drove me to.
That's how bummed you really are.
I like after shows, though, like these women will come up and they're like, oh, don't you have something else? I think you're funny.
Yeah.
Like they don't get it at all.
Oh,
I don't want to wear that.
That's because you can't fit it. You got to see my fan base. Oh, my God. Yeah. They're not dipping their arm in cheese and nibbling on it. They're ordering 3 pizzas.
Did we talk more about the Rolls Royce on eBay and all that?
No, I want to get to the bottom of how
Bonnie's here, too. We could get her perspective on this. Otto, have you heard about this?
You bought...
he tried to buy a Rolls Royce on eBay.
What year?
It was 98.
Oh. A 98 Rolls.
I understand wanting to drive a Rolls, though.
No, it wasn't a 98.
You got to be driven around in a Rolls.
Yeah, you can't drive your own Rolls.
Yeah.
He said he was going to get Patrice to drive him around.
all his
don't think
fantasy
so.
was he just kept having this fantasy of pulling up. I don't even know where, and all his friends would
Pulling
see
up
him.
in a Rolls, right, and your friends
yeah.
are seeing you.
What are you, Arthur?
Yeah, like moving on up.
You're going to drive into the neighborhood in your Rolls Royce. And
once around the park, bitumen.
Just stand next
Where's
to
the rest of that moose?
Just stand next to the car waiting for people to notice.
I fell out of the car. Is that the funniest thing you've ever seen?
Perfect Peter Lorre.
You stop. This was a good-looking car. If you go
On
to
the
eBay,
internet, it was.
yeah,
Stop.
because
And what happened
on the internet.
in real life? It didn't look good.
it broke down on the test drive. We were in the car with her. Ask her.
Were you there?
Yeah,
Bonnie was there
on the test drive?
I got in and it smelled like mildew, and I said to the guy, "Oh, it's got a funky smell." And he goes, "Oh, you know what that is?" He had some
Ukrainian accent.
Yeah, that is sauerkraut in the trunk.
Ugh.
And he pulled over, and sure enough, he had like this huge box of sauerkraut in the trunk.
And he puts it in the trunk for a reason.
Yeah, he put it in case they ask. I'm going to have
Because
a
the
ready
thing
answer.
stinks.
Yeah.
And he's able to say now because the sauerkraut's in the trunk. But why the fuck do you have sauerkraut?
Like the car went off a pier at some point.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. It got flooded, got soaked
Yeah, that's what
somehow, fell into a lake.
And then he had Cabasso, or whatever. What's it called? Cabasso?
Cabasso.
Cabasso. I don't know. What's it
Famous
called?
sumo wrestler, Cabasso.
I gotta say sausage.
Say Polish sausage. Yeah.
Wow.
How does that work? Do you meet him like under a bridge with the car? I mean, does he bring it to you or?
Well, no, I was
in
in
his
house.
I
was working in Florida.
It was the car dealer shooting the gun. He knew it was this guy.
I know, this is my guy.
I was just looking on eBay at cars, and this one so happened to be in Fort Lauderdale, where I was going the next week.
Right.
So on eBay, it really looked clean. There's a link somewhere. Someone has it.
So it looked nice on eBay. Shiny, didn't look dented.
Beautiful, not dented. It looked like a nice. Have you seen it?
I saw the picture, yeah.
It's not a bad-looking car. I mean, if you had that car, a little status.
Status.
You know what Keith Robinson said? He goes, "Does it come with a Tommy gun?"
Tommy gun, right on the
Bonnie and Vos,
right on the running boards. Bonnie and Vos. That's hilarious.
It smelled like Kielbasco.
Right. What the hell is Kielbasco?
Whatever. I don't eat red meat.
Oh my God, it's not red meat, really.
Oh, brother.
So it's everything but the red meat.
So now you saw it and figured you're going down there, but my God, this is such a good deal that someone's going to scoop it up before I get there, so I better put a deposit on it.
Yes, because here's what it was. It was
And
like
can I just say this? I said to him, "Don't do it," many times. This is the first time I'm saying "I told you so."
Ah, good.
But it was really, it was irritating.
Well, I'm just trying to
get used to that feeling of irritation.
More of this is coming your way when you say "I do."
I do. I'm irritated.
I'm just trying to get a second car for you. This wasn't really for me.
Yeah, and then he kept trying to say it was for me. This whole thing that he was
Don't
doing.
do me any favors.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I see it on the internet, and I'm looking at it. It was like 26, right? And
26 large.
26. You know, so everything's excellent. I go to it says everything's. Then I go to not a blue book, whatever, because they didn't have blue book for that year, that low. So, but it said 44,000 or 50,000 in mint condition.
You're
so
ahead of the game right from the start.
Well, I'm saying I'm going to take it home, drive it a couple months, and sell it, make like 15 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Turn it over.
Turn it over, but I've never done that before, so it could have backfired.
When he was trying to get the deposit back, he kept saying to the guy on the phone, "But I wanted to make money off of this car."
Oh, God.
That was his excuse.
That's an excuse?
That was like why he should get his money back.
And the guy's like, "Yeah, I did the same thing, and I made $1,000 already."
Yeah. But don't make it sound like, oh, he got it from eBay. eBay is nothing but classifieds on the computer.
Except
That's
you
all.
don't put $1,000 down.
Well, yeah, I bought clothes off of eBay, some good stuff. I bought golf clubs.
Why are you buying clothes off eBay?
Wait, how about just boughten? Boughten?
Yeah, I bought.
You bought clothes off of eBay.
Whatever. Okay, past tense.
Okay.
Well, past tense. Here's the thing. You can get deals like I've gotten like Prada pants for like $70 or whatever for Prada.
Were they used?
No, brand new with the tags and everything.
How do you know they're not counterfeit?
Come on.
Well, people aren't counterfeiting designer everything.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. There's certain ways to tell. Like the buttons.
Wow.
Why would someone be selling them cheap? How would you legitimately be selling it cheap?
Because I bought golf clubs. I bought golf clubs because they don't. A golf shop is paying high rent overhead, and these places sell them out of a garage, out of a warehouse where they just have boxes of it, so there's no overhead. That's cutting out the middleman. Okay, that's how
he explained it to me already.
Okay, I heard that. You knew the cutting out the middleman thing there, Bonnie.
Okay, you got to know how to get deals. All right, you go to AA meetings, you find guys whose marriages aren't working, or you get a ring. Things happen. You got to know how to make them happen.
Get a bargain, right? So the rolls is on there. You see it. It looks good online. So you call the guy up.
Yeah.
And you say, I'm interested in the car. Yeah. I'm going to be coming down there to take a look at it. And what does he say? Well, there's another guy. There's another comic that's working down here, and he's ready to buy it. That old gag.
You're right. I love the Wizard of Oz. I'll buy anything that has to do with that movie. And this guy on eBay was selling the ruby slippers, and I bought them. It was Jack Ruby slippers.
I like that one, Otto. George, did you like Otto's joke?
Yeah, it was about as funny as a cry for help. Fucking stink on hot ice.
All right, it was a mistake.
So you call him up.
I call the guy up and I say, I'm interested in the car. He goes, well, you got to leave a deposit, because it's.
Use his accent.
I don't do accents.
Come on.
And Joe Conti doesn't do sit-ups.
So he wanted a deposit, even though you're coming down. How long between the time you talked to him on the phone till you were going to be down there looking at the car?
2 days.
2 days. So for 2 days, this guy wanted $1,000 to hold this car for you.
That's when I should have known something.
That's when you should have known something.
And I'm a street guy. I know kind of scams.
You run into gunfire. I know. You're a street guy.
I was. What?
Well, he gets taken in by salesmen all the time.
Oh no, you're that guy.
Yeah, we were in this Wyland gallery. The guy who does those dumb fish paintings
around the country on the walls.
Yeah, he does them on the walls. He'll basically just put his a fish drawing on anything in his name and try to sell it. So we go into one of these galleries, and next thing you know, it's like hours of them putting stuff on the walls, turning the lights down so we can see it better.
I have no patience for any of that.
Rich just keeps going. He just keeps going. Can you send it to me? And how's this?
Oh, wrap that up, please. I'll take 2 of these.
Oh,
please ship that to my palatial condo.
They hated me because I was like, get out of the store.
Well, but you're not social. You're antisocial. You don't like people. You don't fucking, I like to talk and get a little knowledge.
You're a people person.
Well, I'm getting a little knowledge out there.
Wow.
The guy's a hack. The guy's a
Who are you talking to, mongoloids?
Did the fish painting smell like sauerkraut?
What's that smell?
Good.
Oh, you're one of those guys. What about on the phone? Is he always on the phone when they call up with telemarketers, or you try to conduct business and they always try to rope you into something else?
No, those people I don't have patience for. So you can't.
On the phone, I'm brutal on the phone. In real life, face to face, I'm pretty bad because I will sit there and listen to somebody's stupid pitch and want to smack them in the head, but I'm too much of a pussy to say anything. On the phone, last night one of the fans went out on my computer, so I had to call up Dell, and it was a big pain in the ass to try to get an actual person on the phone. So I get the person, and I want to order a new fan. So I say, I need a fan for this computer. And it turns into a whole thing. Have you heard about Dell's new incentive plan on? And I just went, no, I want no incentive plan. I want this fan. I want it sent to me next day. That's it. That's all I'm calling you for is this fan. Okay, please hold. I hold. He goes, okay, we put that order in. Do you know Dell's preferred customer service will get you? And like he's got a script that he's got to read to everybody. Yeah. And I just lost it. I'm like, I just want the fan. Don't mention another thing. Over the phone, I'm brutal. But in real life, I'm like, oh, yeah, please tell me about this. I'm looking at my watch, kicking myself because I'm a faggot.
That guy's probably in India, too.
He was in India. He had a slight Indian accent. They're all in India now.
Yeah, they get taught to have a Texas accent. They take classes and stuff to, which I think is racist. We can't just do their
They want, what do you want to defend, my friend? We will tell you one. So they got to make it sound more American.
Yeah,
so we accept them.
So that we think that...
that we're going to get what we need. Because I would be, oh, great. If I heard this guy, okay, your order is complete, it's going to be sent to you, I would hang up thinking, great, I'm going to get like a mouse sent to me or something. A real one, not even a computer one.
So to finish this up, how did you get your money back in the end?
He put it back in because I went on the radio. I was on the radio down there, and I was trashing him and trashing the car.
Did you say his name or anything?
No, but I think he might have heard me, and he knew that I was an entertainer, and I could have, you know. He gave me his business card.
He could have blown up his spot, God forbid.
No, he gave. What happened is he gave me his business
card. You'll ruin his credibility 30 people at a time.
I've seen the lines outside when you're giving free shit away. Okay? Jesus Christ, there's three fat people in a stripper that won't get undressed. Jesus Christ.
When he's right, he's right.
Sure. But he gave me his business card with his address and everything. That's what he went wrong. That's where he went wrong. You know, because now I got his, whatever.
Now you got his address?
And this and that. So he puts him, and plus, also...
know where you live.
I'll call the state's attorney. You can't keep somebody's deposit. That's what I heard.
Squirt some sauerkraut on the welcome mat. Get back at him.
It was a mistake. I lived and learned.
All right.
Yeah.
We should take a break.
I don't believe you're gullible, though. You just want a car, and you hope that there's a deal somewhere, right?
Yeah. See, you know what I'm saying.
Maybe try it again? Look for another
I'm looking at a BMW on there. There's some nice BMWs on
look at you.
On eBay.
We'll see what happens with that.
Good luck to you.
Good luck to you, exactly. Huh? Oh, okay. Yeah, we should take a break. We went really long. In studio, Otto and George. He's got a new DVD out. Well, your first one, right, Otto?
Yeah.
Otto and George Classic
I'll
Moments,
be at the
Volume 1.
Comedy Festival this July in the Nasty Show.
Very
Otto,
cool.
What you think we live together or something? Maybe you got another one of those I can take home with me? Sorry. Like me and Opie. It's like the Beatles in Help. We all live together.
I've been watching bootleg Otto and George tapes for years, man, because you used to perform at Fast Eddie's Club.
Fast Eddie's in Huntington.
And they used to film you, and that tape has been just, I don't know, copied so many times you could barely tell.
I find there's a limited amount of like quick clips online and stuff that I found, but nothing really,
that's got everything but me,
great.
Like, getting up early.
Oh, you got American Dummy on here, the whole thing? Or
the whole thing.
Your appearance or the whole movie?
No, the whole movie's on there.
Very cool. I love that movie.
Yeah.
A Christmas short I did, and then there's a terrible movie called Rules for Men I was in with Martling and Florentine. Real horrible piece of shit movie.
Very cool. Well, you got to get with Steve, because we could sell 1 million of these for you. Online. Really? Yes, definitely. Well, Steve's in the other room. We got him. But Otto and George hanging to the end of the show. We got Bonnie, we got Rich Vos, and more right after these messages.
I want to go to a baseball game.
The very worst of the Opie and Anthony FU line.
I like to say after you to Pappy. His Greg and Tony show jingle got me thinking that Opie's the goddamn Zed and Anthony's the shopkeeper and Norton's the gimp, and you got Brad Pitt with a handful of grease, faking Angelina Jolie in the ass to the beat. And, man, you gotta stop this.
I'd like to give a FU to Las Vegas. Lost $1,700 there. I want to give a big fuck you to Opie and Anthony and Jimmy for playing this stupid shit about the gravity. Who cares? It's stupid. It's a waste of my fucking time, you bunch of douchebags. I want to send a big FU to Jimmy Fallon for trying to sound like Mitch Hedberg all night on the MTV Music Awards or Movie Awards, whatever the fuck that garbage was. Mitch Hedberg was a true comic genius, just like our buddy little Jimmy there. And Jimmy Fallon's a piece of crap. He should get in that taxi, fucking drive at 90 miles an hour to a pole.
Yeah, I gave big fuck you to Matt. You asshole. Thanks for fucking me over in the long run, you bastard.
Hey, I want to give a big fuck you to my landlord because she's a bitch. And she charges too much rent. But she's kind of hot. I want to send an FU to Hourglasses. Because if there wasn't any fucking hourglasses, then fucking Steve couldn't say, like sands to the hourglass. That shit fucking pisses me off. Hourglasses, fuck you. I want to send this fuck you out to Mancow. You sellout, you loser, you sucker of corporate media cock. Fuck you, Mancow. This fuck you is for Rich Vos. I tell you something, Jim's gonna go to the top. He's a funny man that talks the truth all the time. So what? You know, he's always talking shit about black. Chris Rock talks shit about white. And he never fucking came to the bottom. Fuck you, Rich, you jealous fuck. Fuck Ross and his wannabe ass. Fuck you! Fuck you!
Call the Opie and Anthony FU line at 1-866-FU line 1. 1-866-FU line 1.
Well, fuck you very much.
If someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you. If someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you. Has someone taken your face? It's real. The pain you feel, you trust, you must confess. If someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you.
All right. Having a good time today. Rich Vos in studio. Bonnie, Otto, George.
Everyone left the studio and left me in here alone with George.
Yeah, I was telling Anthony that George is...
he was talking to me.
It's very, very creepy.
Creepy. You ain't no blogging either.
Because Otto left and George was just sitting there.
Sitting in Otto's chair.
And, yeah, when Otto's not working, George still looks very, very real.
Yeah, with the unblinking eyes staring at, grinning at you.
There's something,
I just grin.
There's something very handsome about George, the new puppet. The
really?
new George is like has this handsomeness about him.
A little more handsome
I don't know why
than the
I'm
old George.
saying that because I'm going to get smashed. But George, you're very handsome.
Striking lad. Oh, thank you.
Well, faggot.
Gotta watch your cornhole around the blonde one.
Hey, remember when we used to work for Mike Austin?
Yeah.
That?
He died.
He died?
Yeah.
You're kidding. Get out of here.
How did it happen?
He fucking didn't pay me one night. We were working. Like,
who is this guy?
This guy, Mike.
Oh, didn't you grab his TV?
I took his TV.
Yeah.
Because we did a gig. And
You're a thug.
I was working in a hotel, and then he was kicked out of his house. He had all his shit in the hotel room, and he doesn't pay. I go, well, I'm not leaving with nothing. I fucking took his TV. It lasted for 8-9 years. It was good TV.
What a parasite shyster he was.
Wasn't
right?
he?
Yeah. I kind of liked him, even though he was fucking us every time we worked. Like, I used to do Club Benet, and he would get $500 to hire me. He goes, you want Otto and George? It's $500. Then he would call me, and he goes, I got a gig. It's $75 if you want to do it.
Oh,
and he would
man.
Yeah, $4.25 for him, and I would get $75.
What a scumbag.
That fucking idiot fronted me like an eighth of Coke, and I owe him the money. I go back to his house. I go, look, I sold it on credit. Can I get another eighth? This fucking guy gave me a quarter ounce of Coke on credit. Oh,
something.
I don't know how many shit gigs I did to work that off.
Oh, I was going to say, you never actually handed him money back, did you?
Never. Never.
No way.
Anthony, another death at Disney.
Oh, I saw this. Yeah, we were talking about it earlier.
This is one of our own ongoing things that, this happens all the time. But the public doesn't really get to hear about it, really, because they're really good at covering this crap up.
Well, it gets into the news, but the people at the park, they really never know what's going on. The ride closed a little. They hose it down. They're back. The music's playing again.
Did they say what ride it was?
Was this Space Mountain? Not Space Mountain.
No, it's this new one at Epcot, Mission Space.
Oh, okay.
Now, this one is fucked up.
And then what they usually do with the ride, they just have a sign like closed for maintenance.
Yeah. Closed for maintenance.
Meaning they got to get that big, huge hose out and hose it down, get rid of all the blood.
Gotta pull the head out of the spoke.
Get their Disney Imagineers to imagine how they're going to get that head out of there.
The Vic Morrow tilt-a-whirl. Joy.
Joy. Maybe they have to get a coat of paint on the ride and cover some stuff up.
What, did a kid get flown out of there or something? Or?
No, this is a 4-year-old boy vacationing with his family. Died on Mission Space at Disney. Apparently, he passed out on the ride. And then they got the paramedics, and they were taking him to the hospital, and he died.
Oh, there's some lady letting doves out going, what kind of parents puts their kids on rides?
Yeah. Mission Space visitors report that the ride is intense. It simulates a rocket blast-off. Air sickness bags are provided for the visitors, just like Voss's act. A little air sickness bag.
Who would go on a ride that they give you air sickness bags?
Well, this one is
4-year-old on that.
This one, yeah. Now bring in your 4-year-old on this. This just goes to show you people really don't understand these rides, especially the newer ones that go on these simulations and stuff. You could get into one of these little boxes, and they show a movie on the front of the box, and then it tilts and kind of gives you this
I
illusion
hate
that
those
you're moving.
rides, man.
They
They
have
make me
one
so
called
sick.
Star Tours,
Yeah.
and the Back to the Future ride is another one.
There's
And
one
they're
where
pretty
you're-
cool. I like the Back to the Future ride. That's wild. You really get the this whole. You feel like you're flying in this vehicle.
But you don't go anywhere. You're not.
You don't. You're up on what amounts to stilts in this thing, hydraulics, and it throws you around.
Yeah.
And if the screen makes it look like you're turning right, they'll tilt the car so you feel like G's pulling you to one side. It's a pretty cool idea. Well, this one, they put you in this mission space thing, and it works on a centrifuge. So you're in this thing. You're looking at this image, again, this simulation film playing in front of you. And when you lift off, this thing starts spinning, and you feel the G's now pushing you back.
Mm-hmm.
It's like pressure on your chest, your head, and you're pushed into the seat backwards. I don't know how safe that is for certain people. Maybe if you got a heart problem, a brain problem, or if you're a 4-year-old child with growing organs, perhaps you shouldn't...
No concept of what's going on.
Yeah, there's a height requirement of 44 inches.
On Michael's lap, he doesn't even have to push. Kid just squeezes right on it. Close the park today.
Man.
Yeah, and there's a height requirement. The kid made the height requirement,
He's a big
but he's
kid.
4.
And then you get a Snoopy toe tag.
Oh, my God, Otto. You think they got those at the morgue? Little colorful Snoopy toe tag for his little toe.
I gotta tell you,
It's not a Disney character.
That's okay. The hospital isn't Disney. Little kid.
I gotta tell you, George usually kills on this program, but today it's Otto killing.
Yeah.
Killing.
Otto's
God
killing,
damn.
George, making you look silly.
Like Mission Space.
Dan Rowan, but less dead.
Oh, that's awful.
I'll never go on a fast ride again. When I was a kid, I went up. My mother put me on one, and I threw up spaghetti on everybody. And it didn't even look like it was chewed. That's how it came out, like big. Just spaghetti was flying all over me and the people behind me, just ruining their little day at the beach.
Ruining everything.
My mother screaming, "Stop the ride!" Fucking spaghetti.
What were you, in a teacup?
Projectile vomiting.
No, bumper cars.
I
No,
hate those teacup rides. I don't go on anything that spins around, nothing that goes upside down, none of that shit.
Fuck that.
I like, the most thrill I want on a ride is like, It's a Small World. Sit in the boat, look at the little dummies, no offense. Kind of looks like him from the It's a Small World ride. Oh, is that it?
I have the profile condom tip.
There's nothing wrong with this. You sit in the boat, the ride starts, 55 minutes later you come out the other end after listening to this song.
Screaming,
20
make it
times.
stop, make it stop.
Turn it off.
In they do it in every language, is what they do.
And then you go around and there's little Japanese puppets. Boing, chang, 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 dang, dang. Little Al Qaeda puppets who slowly sawing off other children's heads.
Great.
It's wonderful. Awful ride.
Did you hear about that black guy's leg landing in the house in Queens? You must have had a riot with that thing, right?
Of course. The African. This guy decided he was going to stow away in a jetliner from Africa to New York. And apparently he got in the works because when the landing gear doors opened over Long Island, parts of his body came spilling out of the wheel well.
Frozen black leg with an Adidas sneaker landed on the roof.
It had an Adidas sneaker. And it wasn't just his leg; it was part of his. It was his leg, his hip, and a little bit of his torso with a piece of a spine. And it crashed through this woman's garage roof and then fell on the lawn. And she heard a big bang, went out there, and there was a leg with a sneaker perfectly tied on it.
Who gets the miles?
That is some cleanup. But they said when the plane did land, they figured it out that it came from that plane. And then there was a delay, and they wouldn't tell the passengers. They just said, it's delayed for maintenance, while they hosed the black guy out of the wheel well.
He was dead. The leg
please.
came off.
You don't get a leg and half your spine and then go, okay, can I get my connecting flight? I'm going to Pittsburgh. What the hell do you think? The guy's... Yeah, where's my standard baggage claim? Where's my leg? They always lose my leg. The guy's dead. Yes, he's dead. Was dead when they left the runway.
Yeah.
Dead.
Squeezed up in the gears.
And we left
It's great. Some guy's There's no security. How do you just walk into a place and climb into a... Like, when we went to Amsterdam last week, they don't check anything. You just walk in. They look at your
It's
fucking...
Africa. You ride a zebra up to the wheel and you jump in. What the hell kind of airport is in Africa? It's not like JFK.
No.
You find out where your baggage thing is by listening to drums. Dung, da, dung, 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 da, oh, 25? Dung, da, dung, 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 da, dung, dung. Oh, I take this one down? Please.
Jesus. Squirt some sauerkraut in the boarding pass.
Exactly. And your sauerkraut for your... What was it? Kielbasa?
Kielbasa, whatever.
Kielbasa.
She's
Great
taking bites of
kielbasa.
it.
That's the guy's name that fell out of the wheel well. Kielbaso. Kielbaso. Oh. Falls out. We are jaded as Americans, though, flying around. You know, that airport. You think other countries' airports are going to be like that.
Yeah.
You land in some of these places in the Bahamas, and it's just a shithole with a strip of tar. And you get out, and you think, where's the moving sidewalk thing to the baggage claim?
Yeah.
Baggage claim. It's a pile. It looks like wreckage. Looks like the plane crashed, and you're picking through the wreckage for your suitcase. Find your freaking suitcase.
They just
I was first class. Do I have the preferred tag on my baggage? Shut up. You're lucky we don't kill you. See the guy with the bone in his nose. Perhaps he can help you. That's how you feel down there. Just keep quiet till we get to the resort. I don't want to die here.
You're so right. They just pile it up.
It's a pile of luggage.
Just tossing it into a big pile.
Yeah, we might get booked in South Africa. They're working on that.
Oh, great.
To work...
You play in Sun City, man? What about apartheid?
No, I don't... It's not Sun City. It's
that was years ago.
I can't wait to do my racial stuff in South Africa.
Yeah, it was great.
Rachel? What? You got racial stuff?
Rachel, whatever.
Oh, racial? Like talking to a Windex bottle.
It was great watching him do stand-up in Holland. It was like, he's bringing racism to the Netherlands.
How do you do gigs in another country? Aren't you afraid they just won't get it?
It's just that everyone else in the world is so much smarter than we are. Like, they could watch a Dutch comic, and then they could watch, like, an English comic until they get it. Like, I couldn't understand the Scottish comic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
No, Americans just want Americans or Yakov Smirnoff, who was a genius that was so underestimated.
We were doing shows there. It would be like 4 Americans, and the Dutch people would watch. But if any comedy club here, if you put 4 guys from England on in a row, we'd be them alive.
It'd be a riot.
But I was up on stage trashing Arabs and it's all Moroccans in Amsterdam.
Are they?
Yeah, and I'm going out how
Funny,
everybody
my
stinks and Holland is the biggest scam when it comes to tourism. What a marketing geniuses. Come over and get wooden shoes and windmills and tulips, and it's fucking hookers and drug addicts. You get there. Where are the tulips? Where's the windmills? Yeah, right there. Go get high and shut up and ride your bike out of here.
Wow. What is it, like an improv there or like a...
No, it was a festival. There was like, I don't know, 9 comics from... I don't know. There's a couple from Canada, and the rest were from the States.
Then they had one little thing outside, a car.
A club, like a nightclub.
Volkswagen sponsored it, so you could sit in the driver's seat, and 2 people would sit in the passenger seat, and you had to make them laugh, do stand-up in the car. And I would never...
my God. Did you try to put a bid in on the Volkswagen?
I said...
Looks good. It doesn't smell like sauerkraut. Sold.
But I did it. They go, will you do it? I go, yeah. And I'm in there with the 2 girls, and, how many times you get... But I had to run because I had a show in a van coming up. God, I was so fucking strong earlier. Why don't I just shut up?
I noticed you were really I thought it was a real story.
It is a real story.
Yeah. No, but you know what he was doing? He knew he had a good show in that car, so he was trying to recreate
it, and it just didn't work.
You can't recreate that moment.
Wow.
Wow, thank you for teaching me comedy and radio. Fucking been on the road an hour, and all of a sudden she's... Freddie Roman.
Story fell apart like an African in a landing gear. What happened?
All right. We could do a little something here, Anthony.
What you got?
I got Sue Johansson. We haven't done her.
Oh, the old broad.
We got some witty people in front of us today, so we could.
Is she the sex therapist?
Yeah,
the grandma. Have you heard
grandmother?
She's Canadian.
Yeah, obviously.
Do you like her? We can't stand her.
I've never really seen her show.
She's
I've just
sassy.
seen very small bits of it. But she's very pragmatic about the whole thing, right?
Yeah, she sits there, she takes calls, people have sex problems, she gives advice in a grandmotherly way, but it's pretty graphic sexual advice. Yeah.
I've seen her.
You've seen her?
Yeah.
What does pragmatic mean?
Down to earth.
Oh. Is that the old lady we watched that one night?
Is she the one that was...
She looks like a nun or something?
Yeah.
By the way, no one knew what pragmatic was in this room, but we all made believe except you.
Well, because I gotta go home and listen to that kind of shit.
You use big words like that in front of Rich?
No.
Make him all nervous?
Sometimes I do. Like, if I get mad, I'll just start using...
You should start making them up.
Yeah.
It's very Will Elford. And just be like, yeah, what does that mean, honey? And then tell him it so he uses it in public and gets it wrong anyway.
When we first met, she was giving me the word of the day.
With you, it start with the, was.
After 3 days, I go, I can't handle this.
I quiz him on 2 days earlier, and he'd be like,
You could just give me a couple of weeks.
Plethora, you remember?
Plethora.
Yeah. Oh, what's plethora?
A lot.
Rich makes a plethora of mistakes.
He had a plethora of whack-off partners.
Very good. All right, well...
Oh, gosh, she's way funnier than Sarah.
Oh. Problem with Sarah Silverman?
Not at all. Good friend.
No.
We've had her on. She
has one of the best openings in a movie ever. That goddamn one where she just gets punched in the face.
I never saw that.
That's a great movie,
damn,
too.
Is that good? I know. I can't remember the name. Hey, Derek's got his little sign.
What's the name of that movie?
He's like the little mute boy on Little House on the Prairie. He's just got to write things down. You got it?
It's Way of the Gun.
Yeah.
Way of the Gun. That was it.
Yep.
Yeah.
She gets laid out to start the movie?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
She's sitting on one of the guy's cars. The guy comes over and goes, could you get off my car? And she just starts mouthing off.
Yeah, she calls him a baby fucker. And you like to fuck little boys and stuff like that.
And then he's turned around and said to the guy that she was with, your girlfriend's a real cunt. And then she starts mouthing off, and one of the guys just whips around and punches her right in the face, lays her out. Way of the Gun. Gotta rent that one again.
Then she wakes up and she's going out with a talk show host.
Ooh. Who's she going out with?
Jimmy Kimmel.
Kimmel? Well, you make it sound like she doesn't go out with a lot of guys.
I'm just joking.
There's been a few.
Fucking funny, and he's a good guy.
All right, here we go. Sue Johansson, the grandma, giving sex advice on the Lifetime channel. Here she talks about how it's hard to swallow, I guess.
Again, or a different one?
No, this is a different one.
She always talking about jizz and how you're not supposed to
swallow
swallow
one's
it.
about improving the taste of semen. That's what you want to hear Grandma talk about.
Do a lot of drugs before you suck.
I find it really disgusting. Is there anything that he can do to make it taste better or that I can do?
Yeah, give up meat.
Give up meat?
Meat. Vegetarians, vegans, who only eat fruits and vegetables, their ejaculate is sweet and nut-like. Whereas males who eat meat, their ejaculate tastes bitter like burnt leather.
Okay.
Okay, so tell him if he wants you to swallow, he's got to give up meat.
Burnt leather.
Okay, thank you.
Otherwise, you're not going to do it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Julie.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, vegans have a sweeter jizz. Isn't that something?
For me to get her to swallow, I tell her she's co-headlining.
Snoopy's not a Disney character.
I can't believe it took that long, because the minute it came out of my mouth, I was like...
George is
I couldn't help.
very angry
this morning.
More angry than usual.
Yeah. All right, well, you learned something new there. Don't eat meat. It'll taste like burnt leather.
Here she talks about bondage.
Does she know this from experience?
I don't know.
Because anytime she gives sex advice, you just picture this old broad on her knees just huffing. It's like burnt leather back in the 30s. You know, that's playing in the background. Hubba, hubba, you're quite a broad.
Why did Vos have to run out of the studio?
You got a phone call.
Oh, could be something important.
You'll tell us later?
No, it's not. So it was Gideon.
Wasn't Paris Hilton, was it? That's what we got last time someone had to take a phone call in the studio.
Paris Hilton called here?
He called
called someone that was on the air
the
with
guys
us.
from the singer from Corrosion of Conformity.
Yeah.
Wow. Called up.
I'm wondering if you made that up, though.
Got a picture of her on the phone.
That's true. All right, here's the old grandma talking about bondage.
Relationship. Oh. How do you feel about a little bit of a whipping?
A little nervous, I guess.
I bet you. You've never talked about this before. It just came out of the blue.
After 4 years of going out.
And all of a sudden she said that she'd like to... Now, does she want to start off by tying you up?
Yeah. Handcuffs.
Handcuffs. Behind your back.
Yep.
Hands to ankles?
No, to the bed.
She's a Mountie.
What kind of handcuffs?
Yeah, Mountie handcuffs. What other kind you get up there, eh? Let me tell you, Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe we ought to, use the cuffs. Because that's what I'm all about. Shut up.
Think they were
Canadians.
You think they were the real handcuffs or the plastic ones where you have to be like, I'm cuffed.
Oh.
Do what you will.
She tickles you, you can break them and punch her in the face. Knock it off.
Why don't you try make a deal with her in the beginning rather than handcuffs? Because handcuffs are scary. They're metal. And you're really locked in there. It's just the idea that you're really locked in there. How about she just ties you up with an old silk scarf or nylon pantyhose? There's got to be some use for old
and I could choke her with it later.
runny nylon pantyhose. Tie you up. Just tie you up.
Well, I just watched the show 8mm last night, eh?
That is a sick movie, too. Slow down, buddy.
Oh, great. He's bringing up Nicolas Cage movies.
Yeah. Slow
Wonderful.
down.
I just watched 8mm, eh?
That's a twisted movie.
And that was a sexy movie, I'm thinking of killing people and putting it on film, eh?
Tool. Could have been a great movie if it wasn't Nicolas Cage in it.
Have you seen that yet?
No.
It's all about that kind of stuff.
And how did you feel? How did you feel while you were watching it?
Oh, very scared.
Okay.
Very
Do you trust
scared.
your girlfriend?
Yes, I trust her.
Would she hurt you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Can you tell her that you're scared?
Yeah, I did, and she got a little upset.
Oh, why did she get upset? What did she say?
Because she wants to do this badly.
Okay. But I think she should understand that you don't want to do it badly.
Granny's out of her league.
Yeah.
You're badly scared.
She's definitely in over her head on this one.
Now, the other concern is that you don't know if she goes from tying you up and handcuffs, that what else is she going to want to do?
Oh, they're going to
Yeah.
Bring in a black guy and have sex with him in front of you after you're chained to the bed. Hey, I'm into it.
Because if it's not going to work,
not attracted
if you're
to that
very
man,
scared, and this is something that you just can't, then the relationship, in all probability, will end. Because it's, it's going nowhere. It's not going to work out between the two of you. Okay, thanks very much for your call. Hope we can solve that one a little bit.
She had nothing on that.
You had nothing.
She could tell how to diddle or how to, suck a dick, but when it comes to a little bondage, she's lost.
All right,
I remember on the plantation, we used to have a little bondage.
Well, let's
hobble our Negroes.
Let's get the plugs in before we run out of show. Otto and George want to thank you guys for coming by today.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Very fun today.
Thank you.
Any gigs you want to plug there?
Double cock.
No.
Where am I? Medford, Long Island, exit, what is that, 64?
The Governor's out there. Yeah, exit 64.
Are you going to Governor's in Medford?
No, it's...
it's not Governor's.
Comfort Inn, what is that? What? Hello?
Voss, real fast.
Laughter Hours in Centerville, Virginia. Me and Bonnie this
Laughter Hours. It's almost like After Hours, but a laugh
I didn't
in front
fucking
of it.
write the
5
name.
seconds, Otto, fast.
Gateway Comedy Club in the Comfort Inn in Medford, Long Island.
Perfect.